Batting practice is over and the ground crew is getting the field ready. It's time for the On-Deck Circle, a comprehensive look at the Salt Lake Stingers and the Pacific Coast League. Now, to get you ready for today's game, here's the voice of the Stingers, Steve Klauke.
Well, good evening to you, and welcome to Salt Lake Stingers baseball. On an overcast evening here in Portland, it's the Beavers and the Stingers in Game 3 of a 4-game series. Steve Klauke with you. Here in Portland, where the Stingers have all of a sudden fallen to hard times. They had won 9 games in a row here at PGE Park coming into this season, but they've lost the first 2 games of this series and have now lost 5 consecutive road games. That's one shy of the franchise record. The Stingers now at 14-12 have fallen into third place in the North Division, 1 full game behind front-running Tacoma. Portland at 12-14, just 3 games behind the Rainiers and only 2 games behind the Stingers in the standing. Stingers falling yesterday by a score of 5-3. They took a 1-0 lead in the 4th on an RBI single by Brian Gordon. But the Beavers scored 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th to go on to the victory. Matter of fact, last year, Portland won only 4 of the 16 meetings between the two teams. This year, they've already won 5 out of the 6 games played. The pitching matchup for tonight's game for the Stingers, it'll be right-hander Mike Brunet, making just his 3rd start since being called up from AA Arkansas. He's 0-1. And his mound opponent will be right-hander Brian Sweeney, who is 3-1 on the year. And one of those wins came in a 6th scoreless inning effort against the Stingers back on April the 24th. Well, yesterday we had some technical difficulties. You didn't hear the second half of our conversation with John Hart, who covers the Beavers for the Oregonian newspaper here in Portland, talking about the tenuous situation that the Beavers are in. I think we have all of our technical problems taken care of, so we'll have that entire interview for you right after this timeout here on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
Don't wait any longer. Right now, you can get the deal of the year on a new DirecTV system. Throw away your old cable box or rabbit ears and get hooked up to a new DirecTV system from Sky Satellite. How about getting up to 4 DirecTV receivers free? That's right, free with no rebates, no games, no gimmicks. F-R-E-E. And free installation and over 125 channels, including local channels, for only $29.99 per month for the first 6 months. $29.99. That's way less than you pay for fewer cable channels. And with DirecTV from Sky Satellite, you have better picture, better reliability, and your rates won't keep going up like they do with cable TV. Make the switch now. Stop wasting money every month for poor quality service. Upgrade to 100% digital picture and sound with DirecTV. Call Sky Satellite today, and you could be hooked up tomorrow. Call 978-0022. 978-0022. That's 978-0022.
There is no escape. There is only survival.
And, oh yeah, a paintball park of fun. Welcome to the joy and excitement of Paintball Addicts, Utah's newest, largest, and most affordable paintball park. 2 huge indoor competition and play areas completely surrounded by netting, so Paintball Addicts is safe for participants and spectators. The model for paintball of the future. Paintball Addicts offers paintball games, repairs, and a fully stocked pro shop. Paintball is perfect for corporate team building, group activities, birthday parties, and families. Paintball Addicts is less expensive than you might think, with additional discounts for groups of 10 or larger. Open play begins at 4 weekdays and all day Saturday. Paintball Addicts, the fun and excitement you didn't know you were missing. 999 West, 2610 South, or call 886-8899. That's 886-8899. Woo!
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Welcome back to the Circle. Our guest is one of the beat writers who covers the Portland Beavers for the Oregonian, John Hunt. John, first of all, thanks for joining us. And on Monday, you have a full-size page regarding the Beavers and talking about the players. And I really want to talk to you about the situation involving the Portland Beavers, a situation that it was kind of tenuous in the offseason to the point I thought maybe I might be going to Eugene or Peoria to cover these games.
Yeah, it was a little shaky. That idea of playing games away from Portland never really got off the ground. It was something that the Padres had to talk about just to cover their bases. But they ended up getting the operating agreement to play here at the PG Park at the last minute, actually 2 hours before the home opener, so they were able to pull it off.
Of course, at that point, the PCL had taken over ownership of the club. You mentioned in your story yesterday that we may be finally coming to a conclusion to the situation with a possibility of a sale coming up soon.
Yeah. Right now, the Beavers are pretty much the Montreal Expos of minor league baseball, and until the PCL can unload them, it's going to be kind of a tricky situation for not only the team, but 15 league owners who want no part of it. So they do have an owner lined up, an ownership group lined up. They haven't said who those people are, but evidently everything's a go, and this week they're expected to announce the sale.
Any kind of an inkling whether it's local or out of town?
It will be out of town. There might be some local flavor, but it will be mostly out of town.
With all that's going on here with the money that's owed the teachers' pension fund, is that one of the main reasons why we're seeing such small crowds here this year, or is it just the uncertainty during the off-season?
I think it's the uncertainty. People obviously weren't thinking about it when it came time to purchase season tickets or suites or anything like that. Obviously, people stayed away because of all the uncertainty. But, baseball is a funny thing. I mean, you kind of have to be in the rhythm of it to go out to the ballpark, to have that incorporated in your life. And right now it's down. The crowds are down about an average of a few hundred per game. So it's going to take some time to build up that fan base.
It's almost, after some pretty good crowds here the first couple of seasons, it's almost reached the level that it was at before the old Beaver team moved to Salt Lake.
I know, it really has. Plus we have this 19,000-seat stadium here. You put a couple hundred people in here, it's pretty cavernous. Get some echoing going on.
Very much like the situation in Omaha with Rosenblatt Stadium. More with John Hunt right after this here on ESPN 1230.
Looking for the ultimate go-anywhere, do-anything ATV? Then climb aboard the all-new Grizzly 660 Automatic from Yamaha. Available now at Stedman's Recreation. Featuring the biggest, baddest, most technically advanced engine ever spooned into a utility ATV. 660 cc's of torque, liquid-cooled, 5-valve muscle. This Grizzly also boasts trail-taming, short-tackling, fully independent front and rear suspension. All-new push-button 3-way on-command 4-wheel drive that lets you choose between 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and 4-wheel drive differential lock, triple hydraulic disc brakes, exclusive Ultramatic V-belt transmission with dual high-low ranges and reverse, and 11.8 inches of industry-leading ground clearance. The all-new Grizzly 660 Automatic from Yamaha. Check it out today at Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. ATVs with engine sizes of 90 cc's or greater are recommended for use only by those age 16 or older. ATVs can be hazardous to operate. Yamaha recommends an approved training course. Stedman's Recreation in Tooele, where we leave the BS at the door and save you money.
Many people are afraid of computers, intimidated. Ooh, what if I hit the wrong button, or I download a virus, or something breaks and I lose everything? If that's your worry, turn to Superior Computers for a laptop or desktop computer, even computer networks. Superior Computers custom builds every computer to meet the user's needs for games, or internet, or sound and video editing. Superior Computers uses only the best components, and here's the part that lets you sleep at night. Superior Computers warranty covers viruses, user errors, data backup, hardware failures, and more for the life of the machine. Buy a Superior laptop or desktop computer and never pay for service. Plus, get a 4-year warranty on all parts. With coverage like that and a system built to your needs, you'll never make a fatal computer misstep. Visit Superior Computers online at SuperiorPCSystems.com. That's SuperiorPCSystems.com. And a grand opening May 7th and 8th in Sandy at 109th South and State. All stores are celebrating the grand opening with huge discounts on all computer systems.
Welcome back to the On Deck Circle. Our guest is John Hunt from the Oregonian. He covers the Portland Beavers. We've been talking about the situation with this ball club here, and I haven't seen a whole lot about it lately, John. What's the status of Portland as far as its hand in the bid for the Montreal Expos?
Well, we should know a little more in the coming weeks. The relocation meets May 18th, and the owners' meeting is May 19th to 20th in New York. And there are rumors that they're going to pare down the list of Expos suitors. And if they do pare down the list, Portland will probably be pared off that list. So what's probably more likely is that they keep all 6 or 7 markets in contention until about the All-Star break. But the feeling is pretty much that D.C. is going to get the Expos.
In regards to the situation, has the problems with the Beavers been incorporated in Major League Baseball's thoughts about this? Because really it's two separate situations. I think this is a good baseball town. It was just a team at AAA that was poorly managed in the first couple of years.
Yeah. Everybody in Major League Baseball says that it's apples and oranges. They don't want to compare minor league baseball to Major League Baseball. And in a way, it is two separate things. But it can hurt. I mean, it doesn't reflect well on the city. It has tiny, tiny crowds, and plus all the ownership saga with the city involved, and it doesn't help.
Maybe the sports fans of both Salt Lake and Portland are a little bit stunned and don't know what to do with themselves at this point because they're not used to having the Jazz and the Blazers not participating in the playoffs at this point, so their minds haven't turned to baseball yet.
I know. How about that? That is a new thing. We might have some Blazers out here watching some baseball.
You know, as far as the franchise here, they did a great job remodeling this place, other than, of course, the lack of a press box. But that's a whole other story. But, you know, it seemed like the fans of this market really had, taken to this ball club the first couple of years.
They had. And, you know, they brought in some interesting characters. You know, Ricky Henderson was here early and Pete Incaviglia. But the ownership situation, it definitely took its toll. And, you know, we're seeing a lot of not only empty seats but empty suites, and that really hurts the franchise. So it's going to take some time, and you know the affiliation with the Padres runs out at the end of this year. So if that gets re-upped and you know everything's on solid footing, then I think it'll come back.
I think that's going to be interesting to see, because have you gotten any inkling from the Padres in regards to their thoughts about this whole thing? Because I'm sure they don't like being held in limbo for a long period of time.
They don't. They really don't like it. But Kevin Towers is an Oregonian, and he recognizes the size and the capability of this market here. So he definitely wants to stay here, but he wants to make sure everything is on solid footing. He doesn't want to go through the mess again.
Bottom line, John, in your gut, do you feel that Portland is a baseball town?
Major League Baseball town?
Just baseball in general.
I really think it's a really good sports town. I think it's you know, obviously the Blazers streak of sellout crowds kind of attest to that, and the fans here are extremely loyal, and once they get behind the team, you know, they're very slow to get away from it. So, and I do sense a lot of baseball fans here and a lot of baseball interest. So I would say yes.
Well, basically, those fans just want to wait and see everything get settled before they start supporting the team again.
Exactly, and you can't really blame them.
John, appreciate your time, and hopefully this whole situation will be resolved in a positive way in the next few weeks.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. John Hunt from the Oregonian, our guest, back with today's starting lineups after this here on ESPN 1230.
Make sure your equipment's ready for a productive season with a visit to Brigham Implement. It's the perfect time of year to take care of all your preseason equipment maintenance and repairs. Plus, make the most of your Case Credit Vantage account and make no payments and pay no interest until October 1st, 2004, with a minimum $750 purchase of genuine Case IH parts or related services. Offer good May 1st through July 31st, 2004. So visit Brigham Implement today and take advantage of genuine Case IH values, subject to credit qualifications.
When you think of quality yard equipment, you think of the green and yellow of John Deere. It's been the worldwide leader for decades. Now, John Deere has entered a new field. Yours. John Deere is ready to help you make your yard the yard of your dreams. And at Greenline Equipment in Layton, Salt Lake, and Springville, you can get a John Deere riding lawn tractor that comes with an easy-to-shift hydrostatic transmission. So they're simple to operate, no matter what size your lawn. Remember, the undisputed most recognizable name in tractors is John Deere. And the name to remember for tractors and lawn equipment is Greenline Equipment. Just listen to Jerry Sloan, coach of the Utah Jazz.
Whether you're mowing, tilling, hauling, or trimming, John Deere offers you the products you need to create the yard of your dreams. And Greenline Equipment is your John Deere headquarters. Tell them Coach Sloan sent you.
might get you. NFL Hall of Fame player and coach.
Hey, I know staying in the game is what really counts. So if what you're doing now isn't working, do what I did. Make a change. Ask about Levitra. Levitra, or Denafil HCl. A change might be all you need to stay in the game.
Individual results may vary. For more information, visit Levitra.com. Call 1-866-LEVITRA or ask your doctor if a free trial of prescription Levitra is right for you. Levitra. Stay in the game.
Murray, Salt Lake City. This is the ESPN Radio AM 1230. Worldwide nationwide viewing. On Citadel Broadcasting Station.
Hi, welcome back to BT Park in Portland, where the Stingers Beavers are getting ready to match up in this evening's ball game. Time now for a look at the starting lineup, brought to you by National Isuzu Southtown. Isuzu is back in the Salt Lake area. National Isuzu Southtown, located in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy. The visiting Salt Lake Stingers leading off the shortstop, Jake Thrower. Batting second, the center fielder, Barry Wesson. Hitting third, the third baseman, Adam Riggs. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, Rod Quinlan. Hitting fifth, the designated hitter, Alex Pelaez. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Brian Gordon. Hitting seventh, the left fielder, Derek Gibson. Batting eighth, the catcher, Wilmy Aben. And hitting ninth, the second baseman, Brian Speck. Pitching for the Stingers, Mike Brunet. For Portland, Bernie Castro will lead off and play second base. Batting second, the left fielder, Jeff Cirillo. Hitting third, the designated hitter, John Knott. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, Ben Petrick. Hitting fifth, the right fielder, Alex Fernandez. Batting sixth, the catcher, Humberto Quintero. Hitting seventh, the third baseman, Ben Reisinger. Batting eighth, the shortstop, J.J. Fermaniak. And hitting ninth, the center fielder, Gene Kingsale. Pitching for the Beavers will be right-hander Brian Sweeney. We'll be back with tonight's first pitch right after this timeout. You've been in the on-deck circle on AM 1230 ESPN Radio.
This has been the on-deck circle. Stay tuned. Salt Lake Stingers baseball is coming up next on the home of the Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
When we last heard from our hero, Alta Mortgage Man, he was defeating his arch enemy, Dr. Apathy. Dr. Apathy has been silenced for the time being, but the latest foe to rear his ugly head is Morty Mortgage Mogul. He is particularly evil because he deceitfully tricks his clients into refinancing for promises of free trips and other incentives. One day, as Alta Mortgage Man opened his toolbox, he noticed a little gem in the corner, picked it up, dusted it off, and said to himself, here is a program that works with purchases or refinances, and no one else offers it. I will offer an interest-only loan at a fixed rate for up to 7 years. That means clients can borrow over $150,000 for payments under $650, which is totally tax-deductible. Alta Mortgage Bank gives you total flexibility with this loan, giving you several payment options every single month. Interest-only, interest plus principal, and 15 and 30-year payouts and no prepayment penalty. For more information, visit altamortgagegroup.com or call 801-628-9400. Program offers is 5.217 APR and is subject to credit approval.
The field is live. The starting pitchers have finished their warm-up, and the managers have exchanged lineup cards. It's time for Salt Lake Stingers baseball. So let's go to the ballpark. Here's the voice of the Salt Lake Stingers, Steve Klauke.
Well, once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Salt Lake Stingers baseball. Here in Portland on a Wednesday night, it's the Stingers and the Beavers. Ready for Game 3 of this series. Portland's claimed victory in the first two, as they won yesterday's game by a final score of 5-3 after taking the opening game of the series by a score of 9-8. So the Stingers trying to right the ship here. They've lost 5 straight road games, and overall they've dropped 10 out of their last 13 games. The Beavers have taken the field, and defensively they look like this. Jeff Cirillo in left, Gene Kingsale in center, and Alex Fernandez in right. Ben Reisinger at third, J.J. Fermaniak at short, Bernie Castro at second, and Ben Petrick is at first. A battery of Brian Sweeney pitching, and Humberto Quintero catching. And this look at tonight's defensive alignment, courtesy of the Phone Directories Company. Cover your bases using the phone book with a beautiful cover. Or you can look up what you need at myphonedirectory.com. So Brian Sweeney finishing up his warm-up tosses, making his 6th start of the year. Sweeney in 30 innings has given up 27 hits, 10 runs, 9 of them earned. He's walked 5, struck out 23. Sweeney has won 3 and lost 1 with a 2.70 earned run average. PCL is batting .233 against right-hander Brian Sweeney in his 9th professional season out of Yonkers, New York. So we're ready to go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy as Salt Lake Stingers baseball is on the air for a Wednesday night here in Portland. Leading things off for the Stingers will be the former Beaver, shortstop Jake Thrower, batting .284. 5 doubles, 10 runs batted in for Thrower. Jake so far in this series hitless and 7 at bats. And he's only 2 for 20 against Portland pitching this year. First pitch fastball tailing away from the left-hand batter, but catches the outside corner for a strike. 0-1, and we're underway. Cameron Keller calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. David Aswig at first, and Travis Reininger is the arbiter over at third. The 0-1 to Thrower. Fastball strike on the outside corner to the knees. 0-2. Sweeney, 6'2", 180 in his 9th professional season. Spent most of last year with Tacoma. Came over in a 6-player trade between Seattle and San Diego. No balls, 2 strikes the count on Thrower. The pitch. Strike 3 call. That looked like a slider on the outside corner at the knees. Thrower caught looking as he did take the bat off his shoulders on that at bat. So now 1 out. That'll bring up the center fielder, Barry Weston, batting .256, 7 doubles, 2 homers, 14 runs batted in. Barry 3 for 5 in this series. Actually make that 3 for 9 in this series. Against Portland. First pitch misses low, ball 1. Want to know the count on Weston, who had an 8-game hitting streak snapped yesterday. 1 ball to count on the right-hand batter. The outfield playing West at the pull. The pitch. Breaking ball, strike on the outside corner at the knees. 1-1. Sweeney allowed only 4 hits in 6 innings, no runs, with 4 strikeouts and no walks against the Stingers back on the 24th of April at Franklin Covey. The 1-1 pitch is skied to shallow center. Kingsale, the center fielder, on the run. Won't get there. It drops in for a base hit. So Weston aboard on a bloop single with 1 out here in the first. Kingsale coming in for Maniac going out, but neither could catch up with it. So 1 on, 1 out. Hit number 1 for the Stingers, and that'll bring up Adam Ray. Adam had his 15-game hitting streak snapped yesterday, the 3rd longest in the league this year. As Adam went 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Overall, he's 1 for 9 here in Portland. Infield, a double play depth. The right-hander ready, and the pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Left side of the infield. Shortstop J.J. for Maniac. Kemp's underneath this one, and he'll put it away for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 down. Weston will hold his ground at first, and the batter will be Rod Quinlan. Rod batting .293, 9 doubles, 2 homers, and 15 runs batted in. Those 4 hits off of Sweeney in Salt Lake City. Riggs had 1, Gordon had 1, Nieves and Thrower all had hits against Sweeney. 3 singles. Thrower's hit was a double. Now the pitch, breaking ball low, ball 1 to Quinlan. Rob trying to get on track here. 0 for 7 with 1 RBI so far here in this series at Portland. Stingers in their road sleeveless grays with the red long sleeves underneath. The red numerals and lettering trimmed in black. Breaking ball to the dirt. Blocked by the catcher Quintero as the ball rolls back out in front of home plate. And the count's 2-0. Portland in their home whites with the red numerals and lettering trimmed in black. 2 balls, no strikes to count on Quinlan. Barry Weston, the base runner at first. 2 outs. Top of the first, there is no score. Now Sweeney ready. Again the throw to first. And Weston is back. Sweeney, overall, making his 7th lifetime appearance and his 6th start against Salt Lake. The 2-0, 6 down low, ball 3. 3-0 the count. He has a record of 2-1 against the Stingers. A win in 2002, a loss last year, and a win this year. 3-0 pitch, green light for Quinlan. He hits it in the air to deep right center field. Kingsale going back, out the track, at the wall, leaps up, and takes a home run away from Rod Quinlan. What a catch by Gene Kingsale to take 4 bases away from Pugh as he leaped at the barrier just to the right of the 4:05 mark. What a play by Kingsale. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Stingers nothing, and Portland coming to bat here on ESPN 1230.
The Stingers take advantage of any opportunity to win. It's the same for any qualified buyer with a Honda card at Stedman's Recreation. Pick up a new Honda ATV in stock for just $29 a month for 6 months. See Stedman's on Main in Tooele. Hurry, offer in soon. Offer through GE Capital Consumer Card. 1.9% APR and $29 payments are for 6 months. After 6 months, the standard program applies. See participating Honda dealer for details.
When we last heard from our hero, Alta Mortgage Man, he was defeating his arch enemy, Dr. Apathy. Dr. Apathy has been silenced for the time being, but the latest foe to rear his ugly head is Morty Mortgage Mogul. He is particularly evil because he deceitfully tricks his clients into refinancing for promises of free trips and other incentives. One day, as Alta Mortgage Man opened his toolbox, he noticed a little gem in the corner, picked it up, dusted it off, and said to himself, "Here is a program that works with purchases or refinances, and no one else offers it. I will offer an interest-only loan at a fixed rate for up to 7 years. That means clients can borrow over $150,000 for payments under $650, which is total tax deductible. Alta Mortgage Man gives you total flexibility with this loan, giving you several payment options every single month. Interest-only, interest plus principal, and 15 and 30-year payouts at no prepayment penalty. For more information, visit altamortgagegroup.com or call 801-628-9400. Program offers with 5.217 APR. Any subject to credit approval.
We go to the bottom of the first inning, and thanks to the catch by Gene Kingsale out in center field, there is still no score. Let's take a look at the Stingers' defensive lineup now, brought to you by the Phone Directories Company. Cover your bases using the phone book with a beautiful cover, or you can look up what you need at myphonedirectory.com. Derek Gibson in left, Barry Weston in center, Brian Gordon in right, Adam Riggs at third, Jake Thrower at short, Brian Specht at second, and Rob Quinlan first. The battery of Mike Brunet pitching. Will Nieves catching, first pitch swinging, Castro swats one to third, fielded on one hop by Riggs. At the toss to first in plenty of time for the out. 1 pitch, 1 away. Here's Jeff Cirillo playing left field tonight. Cirillo, of course, on an injury rehab assignment from San Diego after suffering a broken right index finger while trying to bunt a ball in an exhibition game on March 29th. Cirillo, 3 for 6 in the series, 2 of his 3 hit doubles. Mike Brunet getting the start tonight, his third at the AAA level. For the Stingers, the pitch on the way, and it's a broken bat looper into center field that's going to land on the grass for a base hit, or at least the artificial turf. And that'll be a single for Cirillo. So 2 pitches, 2 batters, a single, and a ground out. So 1 on, 1 out for John Knott, the designated hitter. Batting .294, 6 doubles and triples, 4 homers and 18 runs batted in. Brunet in 12 innings has given up 14 hits, 7 runs all earned. He has walked 5 and struck out 8. He's 0-1 with a 5.25 earned run average. The PCL batting .304 against the 6'2", 195-pound right-hander Mike Brunet. 1 on, 1 out the pitch. Fastball runs inside to the right-hand batter. Ball 1. Not at the plate, 2 for 3 in the series. 1 ball, no strike. The infield a double play depth for the Stingers. Now Brunet ready, the pitch. Swinging a ground foul through the coach's box at third. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Knott, who's hitting at even .500 against Salt Lake pitching. He's 11 for 22. Brunet got roughed up a bit by Portland in a loss on the 24th of April. Gave up 8 hits, 4 runs in 6 innings. Walked 2 and struck out 5. Gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned in 6 innings, and a no decision against Tacoma on April the 30th. And in that game, he struck out 3 and walked 3. Missed inside the breaking ball. 2-1 the count of the right-hand hitting Knott. The outfield straight away. Brunet ready, the pitch. Fastball slices the outside corner above the knees, and that evens the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 317 down the left field line. 320 down the right field line here at Bartlett. 405 to straightaway center field. 2-2 the count on Knott. Short lead at first for Cirillo. There he goes. The pitch is inside. The Avis's throw is not going to be in time. A little bit high to the third base side of second, and Cirillo has himself a stolen base. And the count on Knott runs full now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Singers trying to avoid tying the franchise record of 6 consecutive road losses. The 97 Buzz lost 6 in a row between May 23rd and the 28th on the road. Then the 99 team did between July 31st and August 10th. 3-2 delivery, swing and a miss. He struck him out on a splitter. Good pitch by Brunet, dropping down and into the right-hand hitter. So 2 down on the strikeout, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Ben Petrik. Petrik hitting .326, 4 doubles, a triple, 1 homer, and 5 runs batted in. Petrik 2 for 7 in the series. Mike Brunet, a 5th round pick of the Angels in 1997 out of Pasco Hernando College in Florida. Same school that Greg Jones went to. Greg, out all his spring training with bicep tendonitis, could wind up joining the Stingers sometime in about 2 weeks on a rehab assignment. Breaking ball low, ball 1. To Ben Petrik, right-handed hitter, longtime member of the Colorado organization. Still winding up in Detroit late last year. 1-0 pitch. Did he go around? Yes, he did. On a slider, and that evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The umpires sitting in the green seats don't necessarily agree with the call. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cirillo, the lead at second. The pitch. Swung on, popped up foul. First base side. That's going to rush the facade of the roof and tear him back down into the seats. Chases on for the souvenir. So the count on Petrik, a ball and 2 strikes. No score. Bottom of the first. Each team with a hit. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Now Brunet steps off and wants the catcher, Beavers, to come out and try to get the two on the same page as they were going through a series of signs with a runner at second base. So Cirillo, the lead at second, 2 out. Petrik at the plate waiting as Brunet delivers. Breaking ball to the third, blocked by the catcher, Nieves, and the count is even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Want to welcome those of you listening on the internet tonight, as all the games can now be heard. Just go to on the web. Just go to the StingersBaseball.com and click on the link to listen to Stingers Baseball. Now the 2-2. Swinging a grounder past the mound, right at the second baseman Speck, who gobbles it up, tosses to first, and that'll do it for the Beavers. In the first inning, no runs, 1 hit, a man left stranded at first, and at the end of 1 complete inning of play, there's no score in Portland here on ESPN 1230.
If you need car insurance, your local Geico Direct insurance professional is here for you. There are definite advantages to having a local insurance representative. You can't beat the service, and it's nice to know a real-life person is around to answer your questions. That's why Geico Direct has a local office in Layton, staffed with professionals who know the insurance business just as well as they know the neighborhood. Call your Geico professional today. No matter what you need, you can be sure it will be well done. Call 298-9336. That's 298-9336. Right here in Layton.
Hey, do you want to cruise around in style for just $189 a month?
Then get to any of the 5 Wasatch Front Hyundai dealers, where you can get a new Hyundai Elantra for just
$189 a month with 0 down.
That's right. Get a fully loaded Elantra with power windows, locks and mirrors, air conditioning, keyless remote entry, and alarm system for just $189 a month with 0 down, and you own the car.
Or do you want the rugged reliability of a new SUV for just $272 a month?
Your Wasatch Front Hyundai dealers have the award-winning Hyundai Santa Fe SUV for just $272 a month with 0 down. The Hyundai Santa Fe combines distinctive styling, generous interior room, and car-like ride and handling, all for just $272 a month with 0 down. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with the Hyundai Advantage, America's best warranty. Experience the Hyundai Advantage today at any of the 5 Wasatch Front Hyundai dealers, including University Hyundai in Orem. Payment based on 4.75 APR, 72-month purchase plus rebate plus tax, title, license, and fees. See your Wasatch Front Hyundai dealers for details.
We go to the second inning, no score. Each team with a hit. First pitch taking is Alex Pelaez, and it's strike to the outside corner at the knees, 0-1. Alex batting .370, 4 doubles, a triple, no homers, 16 runs batted in. 2 for 4 with 3 RBI in this series as the former Beaver takes a fastball inside. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Alex to be followed by Brian Gordon and then Derek Gibson. The pitch, swinging a cat foul behind home plate as Pelaez reached out on a changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Outfield pretty much straight away for Alex. Who's done well against his former team. 5 for 11 this season so far against the Beavers. 1-2 pitch from Sweeney. Check swing on a fastball. It misses outside. They appeal the check swing. No swing, says first base umpire David Ashwick. And the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the wind by Sweeney, the 2-2. Swung on, tapped to the left side, knocked down and deflected into short left center field by Ben Rising of the third baseman. Elias will hold at first as the left fielder Cirillo comes in to back up the play. Elias a slow bouncer to the left side, a diving effort by Risinger, but by getting a glove on it, he deflected it behind the shortstop for Maniac out into short left center field. So Pelaez aboard at first base. That'll bring up Brian Gordon, the right fielder. Gordon batting .228, 5 doubles, 2 homers, and 8 runs batted in. That is a single, by the way, for Pelaez. First pitch to Gordon on the way, off speed and over on the inside corner above the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike on Brian, who homered yesterday. He's 4 for 8 in this series, with 2 doubles, a homer, and 2 runs batted in. Now the 0-1. Breaking ball in at the knees, and the inner half of the plate, the count's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. It's also time now for a look at this date in baseball history, brought to you by Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. The 0-2 to Gordon. Swung on and driven into right field. Fernandez going back to the edge of the track is there, and he'll make the shoulder-high catch for out number 1. Elias retreats back to first base. 1 away. That'll bring up Derek Gibson, the left fielder, batting .208, 2 doubles, a homer, and 5 runs batted in. 3 for 4 with an RBI here in Portland. Stedman's Recreation in Tooele, just 20 minutes from the ballpark. Visit Stedman's where you deal with the owner, not a salesman. On this date in 1999, a young man named Bill Clayton of Chatham Glenwood High School in Illinois hit 3 homers in 1 inning. Gibson swings it. It's a high, towering pop-up behind third. The shortstop for Maniac calling for it. And in fair territory, about 10 feet on the fair side of the stripe, makes the catch for out number 2. So Gibson retired. 2 outs. Pelaez still at first for Wilding Amos, the catcher, batting .299, 3 doubles, a triple, 4 homers, 10 runs batted in. 1 for 4 in this series. Not only does Clayton hit 3 homers in 1 inning in a 27-2 win over Taylorville High, but he also threw a no-hitter. According to the National High School Sports Record Book, Clayton becomes the first high school player in the U.S. to hit 3 homers in 1 inning. Now the pitch. Right on the outside corner at the belt, a fastball, 0-1. He drove in 8 of his team's 22 runs in that inning. No balls, 1 strike the count. Elias a short lead at first. The pitch. Fastball a little bit low. Evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. this date in 1994, something happened at the Florida State base. The 1-1 pitch swinging and a miss. Nieves out in front of a changeup, 1-2. Tampa Yankees DH Edwin Salcedo hits an apparent 430-foot home run in a game against the Brevard County Manatees, but doesn't even get a single as he missed first base, rounding the bases, and is called out on the appeal. Nieves swings and fouls it back. Now holding it 1-2 strikes. On this date in 1991, Dodd Johnson, the first baseman of the Reno Silver Sox of the California League, homers, doubles, singles, drives in 5 runs in the same inning. A 15-run inning in which Reno defeats High Desert 20-8. Now the 1-2. Low and inside, a breaking ball. 2-2 the count on Nieves. No score here in the second inning with a runner at first base and 2 out. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. The pitch. Swung on, smash past the diving Reisinger down the left field line. That's going to go all the way to the corner. Elias on his way to third. He's going to be held up there. He's got that sore left knee, so he's unable to turn it on all the way. So he has to stop at third on the 2-bagger by Nieves. That for Will is his 4th double of the year. And the Stingers now have runners at second and third with 2 out. The batter will be Brian Speck, the second baseman.
At plate number 11, the second baseman, Brian Speck.
Speck batting .277, 6 doubles, 2 homers, and 9 runs batted in. 2 for 6 in this series with a double. The runners at second and third, 2 out. Ryan Sweeney on the mound, working from the stretch. The pitch. Speck takes a breaking ball strike on the inside corner at the knees. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Runner at third base, Elias. Nieves at second. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Speck down in front of a changeup, and the count's 0-2. And also on this date in baseball history, Tommy Lasorda made his major league debut as a starter. Threw 3 wild pitches in the same inning. He later blamed his wildness on his catcher. 0-2. Changeup outside, 1-2. First Lasorda, much more successful as a manager than he was as a pitcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Speck. Runners at second and third, 2 out. The pitch. Low and inside. A fastball, 2-2 the count on Speck. Bryant overall hitting .273 against Portland pitching, 6 for 22. They sit here to give the Stingers at least a 1-run lead, maybe 2. Hooked up on that bad handle, maybe an 1.5 inches or so. Now Sweeney from the stretch, the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball to the right side. Second baseman Castro has it. The flip to first. A collision at first, but everybody seems to be all right, and he's out at first base. As Petrick went into position to take the ball, then he had to scramble back to first base when he realized he couldn't get it, and his momentum took him right into the path of Speck coming up the line from home plate. But the out is recorded. The inning's over. The Stingers come away empty. No runs, 2 hits. 2 runners left on base after an inning and a half. It's the Stingers nothing and Portland nothing here on ESPN 1230.
When you think of quality yard equipment, you think of the green and yellow of John Deere. It's been the worldwide leader for decades. Now, John Deere has entered a new field. Yours. John Deere is ready to help you make your yard the yard of your dreams. And at Greenline Equipment in Layton, Salt Lake, and Springville, you can get a John Deere riding lawn tractor that comes with an easy-to-shift hydrostatic transmission, so they're simple to operate no matter what size your lawn. Remember, the undisputed most recognizable name in tractors is John Deere. And the name to remember for tractors and lawn equipment is Greenline Equipment. Just listen to Jerry Sloan, coach of the Utah Jazz.
Whether you're mowing, tilling, hauling, or trimming, John Deere offers you the products you need to create the yard of your dreams. And Greenline Equipment is your John Deere headquarters. Tell them Coach Sloan sent you.
If you need car insurance, your local Geico Direct insurance professional is here for you. There are definite advantages to having a local insurance representative. You can't beat the service, and it's nice to know a real live person is around to answer your questions. That's why Geico Direct has a local office in Layton, staffed with professionals who know the insurance business just as well as they know the neighborhood. Call your Geico professional today. No matter what you need, you can be sure it will be well done. Call 298-9336. That's 298-9336, right here in Lacey.
The bottom of the second inning, no score. The Alex Fernandez, Humberto Quintero, and Ben Reisinger, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, due up in the Portland order to face right-hander Mike Brunet. Singers Baseball brought to you in part by Taco Makers. Try Taco Makers' new Grill Ranchero Pork Burrito for only $2.89. And Taco Maker will donate $5 to the United Way for every double play turned by the Singers this year. The Singers so far have turned 22 double plays, making the total donation at this point $110. Here's Alex Fernandez, the right fielder, batting .277, 6 doubles, 2 homers, 11 runs batted in, swings at the first pitch and smashes it past Brian Speck into right field, a base hit. And so Fernandez aboard with a leadoff single. Ball was hit sharply. Speck, that one kind of got on him in a hurry. By the time he could react, it was too late. And so Fernandez aboard at first with nobody out. The batter now will be Humberto Quintero, the catcher, batting .239, 2 doubles, a homer, and 5 runs batted in. Singers will have to keep an eye on Fernandez at first. He's a perfect 4 out of 4 in the stolen base department so far this year, including a couple of here in this series. Brunet ready. The pitch. There goes Fernandez. The pitch is a strike. The throw bounces in, and he beats it easily. A stolen base for Fernandez. And the Beavers have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Second steal already in this ball game for the Beavers. Their 19th of the year. They've only been caught 4 times. So 1 strike the count on Quintero, whose job now is to try to hit the ball to the right side and move the runner over to third. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Swinging a chopper, fielded on one half of the pitcher, Brunet. Now they've got the runner. Fernandez caught in the rundown. Thrower tosses to Riggs, who misses the tag. And now the throw back to first, and he's safe. They had Fernandez in a rundown, and Adam Riggs reached out, and they say he missed the tag. And now Jim Efford, the acting manager, is going to go out and talk things over with the third base umpire, Travis Reininger. Again, Mike Brumley, the Singers manager, away due to the passing of his grandfather over the weekend. Jim, the acting manager, Adam Riggs, is beside himself out there. Can't understand why the call wasn't made. Riggs was there, unless he's ruling that if he did miss it, he should have been called out for running out of the base paths, but apparently it's falling on deaf ears, and right now the Beavers are going to have runners at first and third with nobody out. Right now, it appears that the umpire, Reininger, is the one who seems to be a little more heated, a little more animated than either Riggs or Efford. The conversation still going on. Adams walked away, but Jim Efford continuing the conversation with Reininger. Well, when you're on a streak like the Stingers are on right now, having lost 10 of 13, it seems like every little thing goes against you, and this is one of them. Because they had Fernandez in the rundown on the comebacker to the mound. But somehow, it was ruled that Fernandez avoided the tag of Adam Riggs. So now runners at first and third, nobody out, and Ben Reisinger will be the batter. Reisinger hitting a paltry 121, 1 double, 3 runs batted in. He's 0 for 3 in this series, 0 for 7 on the season against Salt Lake pitching. Infield a double play depth. They'll gladly turn 2 here and concede the run. A ground ball at someone. The pitch down low, ball 1. Want to know the count on Reisinger. No score, but the Beavers have runners at first and third with nobody out here in the second inning. Brunei ready, the 1-0 pitch. Fastball in at the knees, a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stingers wrap up this series here in Portland tomorrow. With an 8:05 start Mountain Time, the 1-1. Fastball inside, and it hit him. That one off the left forearm of Reisinger, who tosses his bat away, and now the Beavers have the bases loaded with nobody out for Brunei. That is the first batter that he has hit this year. So now the bases are loaded with nobody out for J.J. Fermaniak, batting .270, 5 doubles, a triple, 1 homer, and 8 runs batted in. Fermaniak 4 for 8 in this series. A 3-run home run here on Monday. The pitch, breaking ball into the dirt, blocked for the catcher, Will Nieves, and that's ball 1. One ball, no strikes. The infield double play depth, the outfield straight away. Now the 1-0. Fastball just missed a little bit low. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. No place to put him. Now the 2-0. Ground ball, base hit through the hole into left field. Fernandez will score. They're going to hold up Quintero at third as Gibson fires it into the cutoff man, Adam Riggs. It's an RBI single for Fermaniak, and the Beavers take a 1-0 lead. A sharply hit grounder through the hole as Brunei didn't want to go to 3-0 on Fermaniak with the bases loaded, so he fired a fastball down the middle. And Fermaniak knew what to do with it. So the bases remain loaded. Nobody out. And the batter, Gene Kingsale, batting .189, 3 doubles, a homer, and 5 runs batted in. That home run came yesterday against the Stingers. We mentioned at the time that was a bit of a rarity, and I'll tell you what, I wasn't kidding. That was only the 21st home run that Kingsale has hit in his career. 2,945 at bats. The pitch. He takes low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 Portland. With the bases loaded, nobody out the pitch. Fastball high, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Brunei struggling with his control. Maybe rattled a little bit with the way things have developed in this inning. Two balls, no strikes. The pitch. Swung on, lifted in the air towards right. Coming on, Brian Gordon makes the catch. Quintero will tag, but hold at third as the throw comes in. So Kingsale retired, 1 out with the bases still loaded. That'll bring us back to the top of the order, and Bernie Castro bounced out to the third baseman Riggs his first time up. So now a double play ball can get Brunei out of the inning. So Quintero at third, Reisinger at second, Fermaniak at first. Now Brunei ready from the belt. The first pitch to Castro. Breaking ball, pulled on the ground and into right field, a base hit. Quintero will score. The stop sign's up for Reisinger at third. It's an RBI single for Bernie Castro, and it's now 2-0 Portland. Beavers playing station-to-station baseball without a lot of speed on the base paths, but they scored 2, and they still have the bases loaded with 1 out. Now here's Jeff Cirillo, who dropped a single into center, his first time up. So base is loaded, one out for Cirillo. There's a pitch, ground ball toward third. Riggs has it, goes to second, throws it away, but it's caught by Specht, and he tags the runner sliding in for the out. But it takes away the double play and brings in another run. 5-4 on the putout at second base as Riggs' throw pulled Specht off the back. Specht a little bit hobbled as he gets off the base as he was slid hard into by Castro, breaking up the double play after the bad throw. And now runners at first and third. 2 out, 3-0 Portland. And the batter will be John Knott as the trainer Adam Neville out to make sure Specht is all right. So the Beavers making the most of this inning. Specht says he's all right. He'll stay in the ball game. So Portland with a 3 spot here. Now here's John Knott. 3-0. Now time called. Davis out in front of the plate. Giving the defensive signal just in case Cirillo is on the move at first. Runner at third base for Maniac. Cirillo at first. 2 out, 3 in for the Beavers here in the second. Renee, the quick toss to first. Mike picked off a couple of base runners of Tacoma in his last start. With a good move over to first base. The right-hander's set. And the first pitch to Knott. A breaking ball that misses low. Ball 1. 1-0 the count on Knott. That's his third professional season out of Mississippi State. Was not drafted out of college. Signed as an undrafted free agent by San Diego. The 1-0. Off speed and over for a strike right down the middle. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Singers starting the day in third place in the North Division. 1 game behind front-running Tacoma. Half game behind Edmonton. Now the 1-1. Fastball runs inside of the right-hand batter. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. Portland sitting in fourth, just 2 games in back of Salt Lake. 2 balls and a strike the count as Brunet comes set. The right-hander ready. The pitch. Fastball pulled on the ground, foul outside the bag at third. That pitch had good movement on it, right in on the hands of Knott, who had it go off his fist up the third base line. Not obviously, not literally, but figuratively, right there in on his hands. 2-2 the count on Knott with Ben Petrick due next. Knott the 8th man to come to bat for Portland here in the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Brunet is set. The fake to third, the look to first, but nobody bid on it. Two the count of the right-hand hitter. Brunet ready. Now from the belt, the 2-2. Fastball just outside above the knees, and that fills the count at 3-2, so Cirillo will automatically be on the move with the pitch over at first base. A wide one would load him up for Petrick. Now Brunet ready. The kick and the payoff pitch. Cirillo goes, breaking ball, and ball 4 is called. Everybody was on their way off the field. And now the bases are loaded, to be honest with you. I'm not sure where that one missed. Davis doesn't know. Brunet doesn't know. The runner at third base for Maniac started to go off the back to the dugout as well. So now here's Ben Petrick, who grounded out to second his first time at bat. Already 3-0 Portland. Petrick with a chance to break it open. Brunet's pitch. Curveball, that's a strike, 0-1. If that's a strike, I can't believe that the previous pitch wasn't. 0-1, the count of the right-hand batter. Brune working from the stretch, the outfield straightaway, the pitch. Breaking ball low and outside. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike on the right hand hitting Ben Petrick. Right here from the Portland area, who's an Oregon high school football and baseball player of the year. Actually won the baseball award twice. 1 ball, 1 strike on Petrick. Brune delivers. Fastball outside above the knees. 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Straightaway stands to plate. For the right-handed hitter is Brune from the stretch, delivers the 2-1. Outside at the knees, ball 3. No place to put him. A wide one forces in a run. 3 balls, 1 strike to count on Petrick. Brune really struggling here in the second. Now the 3-1 pitch to Petrick. Swing and a pop foul to the right of home plate. And now the count is full at 3-2, and once again the runners will be off with a pitch. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3 in. Now Brune ready. The merry-go-round begins. The payoff pitch is low. He walked him, and that brings in another run. 4-0 Portland. No one in the bullpen, and there's already been a visit to the mound, so they can't make another one unless they are making a change. Now here's Alex Fernandez, who started it all with a scalding liner into right field for a base hit. So now it's 4-0 ball game. Now activity does begin in the Stingers bullpen. They were hoping they wouldn't have to go to the pen this early. First pitch to Fernandez. Breaking ball low, ball 1. The walk to Petrick, the second of the inning. And they've come back-to-back. He's also hit a batter. But a botched rundown has really hurt as well. The 1-0. Swing and a ground foul. That bounces into the and out of the Stingers dugout at first. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-hand batter, Alex Fernandez waiting. The 1-1 from Brune. Fastball strike to the inside corner under the belt. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner at third, Cirillo. Not at second, Petrick at first. Brune peers in, gets his sign from the catcher, Davis. Now Fernandez steps out for a moment. Now back in. Brune ready. From the stretch, the 1-2. Curveball, broken bat founder, past the mound. The shortstop thrower charges, gloves and throws to first for the out. And that retires the side, but they score 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors. They lead 3. And at the end of 2, it's Portland 4, the Stingers nothing on ESPN 1230.
Oil full of money, two full of show, a free to get ready now. Go, can't go to Jake's over the top, baby. Yeah.
Let me tell you about Jake's over the top. The name comes from the insane way their monster shakes rises inches above the top of the cup. A mountain of ice cream blended with fresh fruit, nuts, candy, and cookies. Like the strawberry banana shake, the turtle shake, or the Oreo.
And if you're lonesome tonight,
join me for a burger big enough for the two of us. It's called a Big Jake Burger. This hunk of bone and love is 2 quarter-pound cheeseburgers. That's a half pound of charred royal ground steak, topped with 2 slices of cheddar cheese, freshly cooked bacon, ketchup, mayo, mustard, pickles, lettuce, and tomatoes on a sesame seed bun.
It's that time of year for a fresh strawberry shake. Mounds of rich, smooth vanilla ice cream, loaded with tons of fresh strawberries and blended together. Add a fresh banana to make a whole new flavor. Get your shake today in 3 great sizes at Jake's. At Jake's, we don't stop at the top.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
All right, we go to the third inning now. The Stingers find themselves in a 4-0 hole against one of the better pitchers, the PCL. That doesn't look very promising at this point, but there is a long way to go. As the top of the order due up, Jake Thrower, Barry Weston, and Adam Riggs. The face right-hander Brian Sweeney. First pitch swinging, Thrower fouls it back into the seats for strike one. 0-1 the count. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Portland. No runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Stingers. It's also time now to find out what else is happening under the lights tonight at the PCL. Brought to you by GE Lighting and the new Reveal light bulb. Thrower takes a little bit low, and that evens the count at 1-1. You can check out the Reveal bulb at your locally owned Ace Hardware store. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Thrower. Switch hitter batting to the left side against the right-hander Brian Sweeney. Now the 1-1. A little bit inside of the belt, 2-1. Oklahoma knocked off New Orleans 9-5. Garcia the winner, 1-3. Buchholz the loser, 0-4. Stamler his first save. Socolillo hits his 7th home run for Oklahoma. Ken Huckabee his first. 2-1 pitch, a fastball that misses high, and the count on Throwers 3-1. Memphis scores 2 runs in the 10th to win at Nashville 11-9. Toronto the winner 3-1. Acevedo the loser 0-3. Jason Simontachi the save his first. A lot of home runs today in Nashville. 3-1 pitch, and Thrower slices one down the left field side. That's a fair ball that gets by Cirillo and rolls to the corner to the 317 mark. And Jake Thrower going the other way winds up with us at second base with a double. That's his 6th 2-bagger of the year. And so a runner at second base and nobody out. Barry Weston the batter. He singled to center field his first time up. Kevin Witt hit his 6th. John Mabry his 7th home run for Memphis. Luis Figueroa his 2nd. Jason Bay his first. And Keith McDonald his first for the Sounds. Right-hander ready. The pitch. Breaking ball low. Ball 1. The double by Thrower. The 4th into the ball game for the Stingers. Iowa pounded Omaha 11-3 tonight. Iowa first place in the Central Division. In the 6th at Colorado Springs, Albuquerque leads the Sky Sox 6-2. In the 4th at Tacoma, the Rainiers lead Edmonton 1-0. Now the 1-ball pitch to Wesson, swung on, popped up, right side of the infield, foul ground. The catcher out, Quintero there, and he'll make the catch for out number 1 as Thrower holds his ground at second base. So 1 away, that'll bring up Adam Riggs, who popped up to the shortstop for Maniac his first time up. After 2 in Sacramento, the River Cats lead Fresno 2-0. After 1 in Las Vegas, no score between the 51s and Tucson. Busy night tonight, of course, in the big league. Sweeney ready. The first pitch to Riggs. Fastball inside corner, knee high for a strike, and it's 0-1. In the American League, after 3 in Seattle, the Twins lead the Mariners 1-0. Seattle winning in 16 innings last night, 4-3. Bottom of the 3rd at Oakland, the A's and the Yankees are tied at 1 on a pair of solo homers. The 0-1. Breaking ball low, 1-1. Gary Sheffield for the Yankees and Scott Hatteberg for the A's. Barry Zito pitching for Oakland and Kevin Brown going for New York. Pretty good pitching matchup there. Now the stretch by Sweeney, the 1-1 to Riggs. Swinging a ground ball towards short for Maniac. Charges, gloves, steps and throws to first in time for the out. So Thrower, the leadoff double. 2 outs later, he's still at second base for Rob Quinlew. Was robbed of a 2-run home run by Gene Kingsale at the wall in center field. On a leaping catch, his first time at bat. Jose Guillen hit his 4th home run. The Angels lead the Tigers 2-0 after 2. Anaheim looking for the series sweep. Chicago edged Baltimore tonight 6-5. Breaking ball low and outside to the right-hand batter. Ball 1. Boston snapped their losing streak, beating Cleveland 9-5. The former Buzzman David Ortiz with his 6th and 7th home runs for the Red Sox. 1 ball to count on Quinlan as Sweeney from the belt delivers. Fastball down and in to the right-hand batter. 2-0 the count. Toronto blasted Kansas City 10-3. Vernon Wells with a pair of home runs for the Blue Jays. The defending Cy Young Award winner Roy Halladay picks up the win. He's now 3-3. 2-0 delivery. Changeup pulled foul on the ground outside the bag at third. 2-1 the count on Quinlan. Texas, after having their winning streak snapped by Tampa Bay yesterday at 6 games, beats the Devil Rays 6-1 tonight. Home run for Mark Teixeira, Rod Barajas, and Michael Young. National League, after a rain delay in the bottom of the 8th, the Mets and Giants are tied at 2. 2-1 to Quinlan, in the air towards right. Fernandez going back, still going back, now slows down near the track and makes the catch to retire the side. The Stingers don't do anything with a leadoff double. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. After 2.5, it's Portland 4 and the Stingers nothing here on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers. ESPN 1230 AM.
The Stingers take advantage of any opportunity to win. It's the same for any qualified buyer with the Honda card at Stedman's Recreation. Pick up a new Honda ATV in stock for just $29 a month for 6 months. See Stedman's on Main and Joella. Hurry, offer in soon. Offer through GE Capital Consumer Card. 1.9% APR and $29 payments are for 6 months. After 6 months, the standard program applies. See participating Honda dealers for details.
Home equity loans are easy to get at Mountain America Credit Union. Easier, perhaps, than deciding what to do with the money.
We could get a deck and a hot tub.
Remodel the bathroom and a jetted tub.
Once you make up your mind, you'll pay no appraisal fees, no origination fees, no closing costs, and no annual fees at Mountain America.
A snowmobile.
Try a snow blower.
While you're deciding what to do with the money, call or visit Mountain America Credit Union or log on to mtnamerica.org.
How about a widescreen TV?
How about storm windows with screens?
At Mountain America Credit Union, we make getting home equity loans easy. So get approved.
An ATV.
A riding lawnmower.
Unfortunately, we're no help at all when it comes to deciding what to do with the money.
Oh, come on, lighten up. Okay, let's get a fishing boat.
Oh, you want water? We'll take a cruise.
Mountain America Credit Union, member NCUA and equal opportunity lender.
All right, we go now to the bottom half of the 3rd inning here in Portland. 4-0 Beavers. Humberto Quintero, Ben Reisinger, and J.J. Permaniak. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters are due up. Quintero bounced into that fielder's choice in which they had Fernandez in a rundown between 2nd and 3rd. There's a swing and a ground ball fair inside the third base bag and down into the left field bullpen. Chasing it down is Derek Gibson, and Quintero's aboard with the leadoff double. 3rd 2-bagger of the year for Quintero, and that's the 5th hit for the Beavers tonight. So a runner at second base, nobody out for Ben Reisinger, who was hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd inning. So Reisinger, the batter, he was hit in the left forearm on a 1-1 pitch. Finishing up that rundown of the scoreboard. Bench of the Giants and Mets are tied 2-2 in the 8th. Now the pitch on the way, inside, a ball, 1-0. Mike Piazza with his 5th home run of the year, and that puts him ahead now of Carlton Fisk as the all-time Major League home run leader among catchers. The 1-0. Swinging a one-hopper to the hill. Brunet looks the runner back towards second, pounds the glove, and tosses to first for the out. So Reisinger retired, 1 away. That'll bring up J.J. Permaniak. singled in a run his first time up. After 8 in Houston, the Astros lead the Pirates 6-2. Jeff Kent with his 5th home run of the year. David Wells and Trevor Hoffman combined on a 5-hitter as San Diego blanked Atlanta 2-0. Florida shut out the Dodgers 2-0. Pitch, swinging a ground ball, and that is a fair ball, ruled fair as the third baseman Riggs collides with the third base umpire Reininger, not allowing Riggs to make a play. Quintero goes to third on what will likely be an infield single. So for Maniac, 2 for 2. He started the series hitting below 200. Now he's over 300. Here's Gene Kingsale, flight out to Gordon and Wright his first time up. Runners at first and third now with 1 out. Brad Penny, the winner for Florida, 3-1. Jeff Weaver, the loser, 1-4. Armando Benitez, who suffered his first blown save last night, picks up his 11th save of the season tonight. The runners at first and third, 1 out for Kingsale to throw to first. And for Maniac is back. Colorado blanked Montreal 2-0. Kennedy over Day. Chacon is set to save. Philadelphia at St. Louis 5-4. Millwood over Woody Williams. Billy Wagner with his 7th save. Now the pitch. Kingsale takes a strike for ease, 0-1. For 10 innings, Cincinnati beat Milwaukee 5-4 on Juan Castro's home run in the bottom of the 10th. And Arizona shuts out Chicago 2-0. Dave over Kerry Wood. Steve Finley with his 8th home run. Runners at first and third, 1 out, the 0-1. Kingsale takes low and outside. That evens the count at 1-1. 1:58 to go in the third quarter in Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals in the NBA. Spurs leading the Lakers 73-64. Here it's 4-0 Portland. The bottom of the third. The Beavers have runners at first and third, 1 out. The 1-1 to Kingsale, low and outside, a ball, 2-1. Well, last year, the season series was all Salt Lake, winning 12 out of 16 from Portland. But the Beavers now have won 5 out of 6 this year. They lead this one. 2 balls, 1 strike on Kingsale. Brunet again the quick move to first. And again, the Maniacs back in, standing up. Quintero, the runner at third. For Maniac at first. Not a whole lot of speed in Quintero over at third base. Brunet ready, the 2-1. High and outside, ball 3. 3-1 the count. And a wide one here would load the bases and bring up the top of the order. The outfield straight away. The infield looking to turn 2 on a ground ball. Tough to do against the speedy Kingsale. 3-1 delivery is low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. That's the third walk issued by Brunet. 1 out to the top of the order, and Bernie Castro's 1 for 2 with an RBI single last inning. And Rich Bombard will pay another visit out to the mound as activity begins to stir off the Stinger bullpen. The base is loaded, 1 out. See if we can find out who that is on the bullpen, I believe, and it is Mitch Arnold. So the meeting on the mound has been adjourned as home plate umpire Cameron Keller goes out to break up the discussion. So Quintero at third, for Maniac at second, Kingsale at first, and Bernie Castro the batter. Castro last year wore out Salt Lake pitching. 30 hits in the season series. That's a record for the most hits by an opposing batter in a single series. Time called as Barry Wesson has to chase down a ball that's out there in left center field. Not sure how that got out there. And now Barry back into position. Riggs not quite even with the bag at third. The middle infielders are double play depth. Quinlan playing in front of the base runner. Kingsale over at first. Now Brunet ready. The pitch. Swung on and sliced foul. Out of play down the left field side. One strike on Castro. Castro out of the Yankees organization, acquired for minor league outfielder Kevin Reese by San Diego, December of 2001. No balls, one strike the count on Castro as Brunet delivers. The fastball bounced to the right side, up with the second baseman's Beck, goes to second for one. That's all they'll get as Quintero scores on the fielder's choice. Second run batted in for Castro in the ball game, and it's now a 5-0 Portland lead. Kingsale erased 4-6 on the put out there. Vermaniak advances to third on the play. So now runners are at first and third with 2 out. 5-0 Beavers. The batter will be Jeff Cirillo. Singled in the first, reached on the fielder's choice, driving home a run in the second. So here's Cirillo. Now the right-hander Brunet with the fake to third, the look to first, and again, they don't buy it. The runners at first and third, 2 out. The pitch, breaking ball, low and outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Portland. No runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Stingers. 1 ball, no strikes. Go to first base, and Castro dives back in safely. Castro with 6 steals. He's been thrown out 3 times. Cirillo, pair of all-star appearances, one with Cleveland, in Cleveland, one in Atlanta. Swing, get a fastball and a foul back, 1-1. In 97 in Cleveland, he was an American League All-Star representing the Brewers back when they were still in the American League. And in 2000 in Atlanta, he was representing the Colorado Rockies. 0 for 2 in those 2 games, 0 for 1 in each. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cirillo. There goes Castro. The pitch is high. The throw down to second base is not in time. And it's a stolen base for Castro. His 7th of the year and the 3rd for the Beavers in the ball game. So now the count on Cirillo, 2-1, with runners at second and third. 2 out. 5-0 Portland here in the bottom of the 3rd. Maniac at third, Castro at second. Now Brunet from the belt, the pitch. Breaking ball, low and outside, it's 3-1. And a wide one here would reload the bases. Three balls, 1 strike. Now Brunet ready, the pitch. Fastball high, he walked him, and the bases are loaded again. 4 walks issued by Mike Brunet, and so the bases are full with 2 outs for John Nod, who has struck out and walked in his 2 plate appearances. So here is Nod. Bases loaded, 2 out. The infield's back, the outfield straight away for the right-hand hitter. Brunet will work from the windup. First pitch, swing, and a miss over a splitter, strike 1. Knott tried to put that one way up over the wall and onto 18th Street up there. This ball, the field built below street level, is about a 40-foot high cinder block wall and left over the regular outfield fence. At the top depth is a walkway that leads straight out to the street. See the light rail cars passing on a regular basis here. Now Brunet winds the 0-1. Strike on the inside corner above the knees. 0-2. No balls. 2 strikes to count on Knott. Brunet trying to work out of trouble with only the 1 run having scored. The 0-2 delivery Into the dirt with a slider. Good step by Nieves, sliding across to his right to smother it. The count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 years ago, Knott led the California League with a .341 average. One ball, 2 strikes. Brunet's pitch. Outside with a slider. 2-2 the count. Coming into tonight's game, Knott led the Beavers with 18 runs batted in. Nobody else on the club has more than 11. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Brunet getting his sign from Will Nieves starts his windup for the 2-2. Fastball outside, 3-2. So the count's gone from 0-2 to 3-2, and now a wide one here would force in a run. Once again, the runners will all be on the move with the pitch. Now Brunet into his windup. The merry-go-round begins. The pitch is lofted into left center field. A long run for Wesson. He won't get to it, and it's going to bounce over the wall for an automatic double. 2-run score, and the Beavers now lead it 7-0. Well, Mike wanted to make sure he wasn't going to walk a run in, and Knott jumped all over it. Fortunately for the Stingers, it hit the warning track and bounced over the short wall out there. It's only 2-run score instead of 3. And that's going to be all for Mike Brunet in just his 3rd AAA start. Just didn't have it tonight. The Beavers now leading by a score of 7-0. Mitch Arnold coming on to pitch. And we'll tell you all about it when we return after this 1-minute timeout for a pitching change. And by the way, this shakeup in the lineup is brought to you by Jake's Over the Top. Enjoy a Jake's Over the Top shake. This month's Shake of the Month is a fresh strawberry shake. We'll tell you about Mitch Arnold when we return after this 1-minute timeout here on ESPN 1230.
Well, one for the money, 2 for the show, a 3 to get ready. Now go catch up to Jake's Over the Top, baby. Yeah.
Let me tell you about Jake's Over the Top. The name comes from the insane way their monster shakes rises inches above the top of the cup. A mountain of ice cream blended with fresh fruit, nuts, candy, and cookies. Like the strawberry banana shake, the turtle shake, or the Oreo.
And if you're lonesome tonight,
join me for a burger big enough for the two. It's called a Big Jake Burger. This hunk of burning love is 2 quarter-pound cheeseburgers. That's a half-pound of charred royal ground steak, topped with 2 slices of cheddar cheese, freshly cooked bacon, ketchup, mayo, mustard, pickles, lettuce, and tomatoes on a sesame seed bun.
It's that time of year for a fresh strawberry shake. Mounds of rich, smooth vanilla ice cream, loaded with tons of fresh strawberries and blended together. Add a fresh banana to make a whole new flavor. Get your shake today in 3 great sizes at Jake's. At Jake's, we don't stop at the top.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
Arnold coming on the pitch now for the Salt Lake Stingers. Arnold up from extended spring training. He was likely going to start the year at short season rookie league level Provo. But the Stingers a little bit short-handed in the pitching department. But the Angels didn't want to shake up their rosters at AA or single A, and so Arnold was brought up. Mitch in his debut the other night came in with a 5-3 lead, but gave up 4 runs in the 6th inning. Was not involved in the final decision, however, in the Beavers' 9-8 win here. So Arnold will inherit runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. 3 runs across here in the 3rd at 7-0 Portland. And the batter will be Ben Petrick, who grounded out to 2nd in the 1st inning. Walked with the bases loaded to pick up an RBI in the 3rd, but now he's been lifted. A pinch hitter, Joe Gerber. He'll stay in the game to play first base. So Gerber will be the batter with runners at 2nd and 3rd. First pitch outside, ball 1. So Gerber, the pinch hit for Petrick here and take over at first base. The 1-0. Swing and a pop-up. Third base side. foul ground, racing out Riggs, the shortstop thrower, and his thrower making the catch to retire the side. But 3 more runs come across for the Beavers here in the third. 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. At the end of 3, it's Portland 7, Stingers nothing here on ESPN 1230.
Spring is here, and that means shorter nights. But just because there's more daylight doesn't mean you don't still need better everyday lighting. Your local Ace Hardware stores and GE Lighting can help. GE Lighting has replaced the ordinary incandescent bulb with the new Reveal bulb. Reveal bulbs make colors so crisp and clean that you truly see the difference. Guaranteed. Reveal bulbs from GE Lighting at your local Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place.
Why are we turning here?
To look at used cars.
I thought we were going to Gus Paulus.
We are.
Gus is in West Valley City. This is Jordan Landing.
Right.
Did I miss something?
He's growing.
Who's growing?
Gus.
Growing? At his age? Imagine that. No more short jokes, no more booster seats at restaurants, no more ads with half a head.
Huh?
Oh, man, Gus is finally growing. And if he can grow, maybe we can all grow.
Oh.
This is a sign. It gives the world new hope.
Honey.
It's a miracle.
His dealership is growing.
What?
They've expanded. This is their new used car lot.
Oh. Well, that's kind of miraculous, isn't it?
If you say so.
I do.
Gus may not be getting any taller, but with a new dealership at Jordan Landing, his service and selection keeps getting better.
Hey, I wonder if I'm still growing.
I wonder.
Want to measure me when we get home?
I'm not sure you're coming home.
Aw.
The Gus Paulus Auto Group. With Gus, anything is possible.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Well, we go to the 4th inning. It's 7-0 Portland, and it'll be Alex Pelaez, Brian Gordon, and Derek Gibson, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, to face right-hander Brian Sweeney, who's given all this offensive support. First pitch swinging, Pelaez pops it into right center field. The center fielder Kingsale jogging over. He's there, and he'll make the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out. 1 away. That'll bring up Brian Gordon, who flied out to Fernandez and right his first time up. Mentioned Sweeney 3-1 with a win over the Stingers in Salt Lake. He actually he lost his first start of the year at Las Vegas, had a no decision, and then he has won his last 3 starts and appears to be well on his way to a 4th straight win. Now Sweeney ready. The pitch inside a ball, 1-0. He was acquired by San Diego in the trade along with Jeff Cirillo. The right-hander Kevin Jarvis, first baseman Dave Hansen, catcher Wiki Gonzalez, and a minor league outfielder. There's a breaking ball low. 2-0 to Gordon. Sweeney was perusing on the day of the trade. He hadn't been told. He was perusing the internet and saw that Jeff Cirillo had been traded. Bringing a foul back, 2-1. He turned to his wife and said, "Oh, that's too bad. He was a good teammate." Then he read the article a little bit further and found out, well, he saw his name there. And he really wasn't sure. He called his wife over and said, "Dear, is that me? Was I traded too?" And she took a look and goes, "Yep." 2-1 pitch, fastball inside the left-hand batter. The count's 3-1. Kevin Jarvis, who was acquired in that trade by Seattle from San Diego, was released yesterday by the Mariners. 3-1 to Gordon, swinging a smash up the middle and through into center field, a base hit. So Brian Gordon, whose average is steadily climbing, is on board with the 5th Salt Lake hit of the ball game. So 1 on, 1 out. That'll bring up Derek Gibson, who popped up to the shortstop for Maniac his first time up. 2 years ago, Sweeney was the most valuable pitcher for the Rainiers, going 9-5. With a 3.80 earned run average, a complete game shutout as a starter. As a reliever, he picked up 2 saves. Gibson takes the strike to the knees, 0-1. Had a 1.93 ERA in his 5 relief appearances for Seattle last year in his major league debut. The 0-1. That sinks low. Ball 2, or rather ball 1. 1-1 the count. Excuse me. Infield double play depth for Portland as Sweeney delivers the 1-1. Full foul. Gibson was way out in front of a changeup. 1-2 the count on Derek. All Portland here this evening, here in the 4th. 7-0 Beavers. Stingers with a runner at first, 1 out. Now Sweeney bent over, looks in, gets the sign from Quintero. The pitch. Held up on a slider away. They appealed the check swing, but Dave Ashbrink, the umpire at first, said he did not go around. So the count on Gibson is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield pretty much straight away for Derek. Now Sweeney steps off. Yeah, the Stingers back home on Tuesday when they play host to the Albuquerque Isotopes for the first time since that franchise relocated to New Mexico from Calgary. Again, Sweeney steps off as he and Quintero aren't on the same page. Two balls, 2 strikes. Now Sweeney ready. Time called, and now Quintero's going to go out. Forget about being on the same page. I don't think they're reading the same book. As Quintero and Sweeney converse out in front of the pitcher's mound. So the meeting is over. And maybe the pitcher and catcher, Sweeney and Quintero, have settled on a pitch here. To Derek Gibson. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. The pitch. Swing and a miss over a splitter. He struck him out. Second strikeout for Sweeney, and there's 2 down here in the 4th. That'll bring up Will Nieves, who doubled into the left field corner his first time up. So runner at first base, 2 out. That double put runners at second and third, but with 2 out of the second inning. And the Stingers weren't able to cash in. They didn't cash in on a leadoff double in the 3rd. Pitch to Nieves is whooped towards the alley in right center field. That one's going to scoot all the way to the wall. Here comes Brian Gordon taking around 3rd. He will score. Nieves turning it on around 2nd. He's racing for 3rd. Here's the throw. Here's the slide. He's safe. It's an RBI triple for Will Nieves, and the Stingers are on the board. Will with his second 3-bagger of the season, equaling his season total from a year ago. So it's now a 7-1 ball game. That'll bring up Ryan Speck. Grounded out to second his first time up. That is the 6th hit of the ball game for the Stingers. Now Sweeney ready. The pitch. Changeup misses high. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. One ball, no strikes. The pitch. Fastball inside of the belt. The count's 2-0. Brian Speck, switch hitter. Sweeney delivers a strike to the knees, 2-1. 2 years ago, Brian, the Texas League All-Star shortstop, moved over to second base this year. Now the 2-1. Strike at the knees in the inside corner, 2-2. And that's the same spot as the last pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 7-1 Portland here in the 4th. Now Sweeney ready. The pitch. Change up, hold on the ground on the right side. Fielded on the second hop by Castro. The toss to first, and that'll do it for the Stingers in the 4th. But Salt Lake gets on the board with a run on 2 hits. No errors and 1 left. After 3.5, it's Portland 7, and the Stingers 1 here on ESPN 1230.
For it. Now at Upper Limit Fitness, we're pleased to announce that our new clearance zone is in all 3 of our stores. The Upper Limit Clearance Zone is a store within a store, bursting at the seams with fantastic savings on new and used quality fitness equipment. You'll discover unbelievable savings on strength equipment, treadmills, bikes, free weights, and gyms. You'll find reconditioned exercise equipment with factory warranty, special deals on benches and bikes, dumbbell racks up to 70% off, Olympic 300-pound sets with base and weights as low as $119. $15 with weight plates for under 30 cents a pound. Our clearance zone is a great place to save on quality fitness equipment, new and used, demos and odds and ends. Check out the great deals on top quality treadmills, bikes, home gyms, and free weights, all at huge clearance zone discounts. Come into any Upper Limit location and look for the clearance zone sign and get ready to save. Upper Limit Fitness, 815 West 2400 South in Salt Lake, 1345 South State in Orem, and at the corner of Antelope and Hillfield Road in Layton.
During the month of May, join Walgreens and the American Cancer Society in the fight against breast cancer. Buy a paper balloon for $1 at Walgreens. Your contribution helps fight breast cancer, and 100% of the proceeds will benefit the American Cancer Society. It's your chance to make a difference supporting research, helping raise awareness, and providing needed support services. Buy a paper balloon to fight breast cancer at your nearby Walgreens. Hope blooms with you.
We go to the bottom of the fourth inning, 7-1 in favor of Portland. It'll be Alex Fernandez, Humberto Quintero, and Ben Reisinger due up. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up in the Portland batting order. Time now to find out who's hot and who's cold at the PCL. Brought to you by your Bryant Heating and Cooling dealers. Keep cool this summer and warm next winter. Visit any of your Utah area Bryant Heating and Cooling dealers. Well, Mike Edwards in Sacramento is the hottest player in the league right now with a 16-game hitting streak, just too shy of the season best so far, which was an 18-gamer by Derek Watson of Albuquerque. Of course, Adam Riggs had his hitting streak snapped yesterday at 15 games. There's Fernandez 1 for 2. The pitch on the way from Mitch Arnold, high and away, ball 1. Royce Huffman of New Orleans has the longest active on-base streak. He's reached base in 22 straight games. The 1-0 pitch. Fernandez swings it. It's a high, towering fly ball, deep right center field. Wesson drifting back is there, and in front of the track hauls it in for the first out of the inning. So Fernandez retired, 1 away. That'll bring up Humberto Quintero's 1 for 2 with a couple of runs scored. His hit was a double. From a team standpoint, Fresno's the hottest. They've won 7 of their last 10. Their 6-game winning streak snapped yesterday by Sacramento, 7-6. First pitch swinging, a liner, a base hit in the right field. Played on the second hop by Brian Gordon as Quintero went the other way with it and punched it into right field for his first hit, the 8th of the ball game for Portland. A 1 on, 1 out. That'll bring up Ben Reisinger, who was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the second. Retired on a comebacker to the mound his second time up. And, of course, right now in the cold department, you have to include the Salt Lake Stingers, in danger of making 11 losses in their last 14 games. Pitch outside, a ball. 1-0 after that great start of 11-2. A loss tonight would drop the Stingers to 14-13. 1 ball to count on Reisinger. Now Arnold's pitch. Down low, ball 2. 2-0 the count. It's for the fastball splitter. 6'8", 235 in his third year. Born in Morrison, Illinois. Lives in Saratoga, Wyoming. Played collegiately in junior college at Modesto Community College in California. The Angels drafted him in the 23rd round in 2001. Swing and a miss. Reisinger late on a fastball. The count's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Outfield pretty much straight away for the right-hand batter. From Perth, Australia. The 2-1. Strike on the inside corner at the belt. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Then the day began with Tacoma leading the North by a half game over Edmonton, 1 over Salt Lake, and 3 over Portland. The 2-2. Fastball runs inside the right-hand batter, and that fills the count at 3-2. In the South, Tucson leads Sacramento by 1.5, Las Vegas by 3.5, and Fresno by 4.5. Now the 3-2 payoff pitch, swung on, chopped to the right side. Quinlan's got it, flips to second for 1, throws relay back to Arnold covering. That goes off his mitt, trickles behind the bag, but it's tracked down by Speck. It'll just be a fielder's choice. 3-6 on the force out of Quintero. So 2 out, Reisinger at first base, and the batter will be J.J. Permaniak, who's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and 1 run batted in. In the East, Oklahoma leads Nashville by 1, Memphis by a game and a half, and New Orleans by 4.5. In the Central, Iowa leads Albuquerque by 1, Colorado Springs by 2, and Omaha by 4. First pitch fastball moves inside the right-hand batter. Ball 1 on Permaniak. Permaniak opened the year Double-A Mobile, where he went 10 for 51, a 196 average. 1-0 fastball in at the knees for a strike, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the series wraps up tomorrow night, 8:05 Mountain Time. Justin Germano for Portland against Jason Middlebrook for the Stingers. There's a sinker low, 2-1. The count on Permaniak. Middlebrook, a former Portland Beaver. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Now Arnold's pitch. Swinging a foul. Backed off the screen, 2-2. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Beavers. 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors for the Stingers. Mitch Arnold, already the second pitcher employed tonight for the Stingers. Now the 2-2. Swung on and popped up. Into shallow right. Gordon, the right fielder, doesn't see it. Now breaking in at the last moment. Finds it and makes the catch to retire the side. Speck, the second baseman, was racing out. Gordon was looking skyward, trying to find it, but he did at the last moment, and they also just barely avoided a collision. No runs, 1 hit. 1 left. At the end of 4, it's Portland 7 and the Stingers 1 on ESPN 1230.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
The following message for self-employed business owners is brought to you by the National Association for the Self-Employed. 801-255-7131.
Hi, I'm Merlin Olson. When I played professional football, I had a whole team out there backing me up. But now that I'm self-employed, I have to take care of all the little things I used to take for granted, like health insurance and taxes. That's why I joined the National Association for the Self-Employed. Now I'm part of an organization that helps self-employed business owners like me with affordable endorsed health insurance. I get tax and business advice that's perfect for my needs. The National Association for the Self-Employed can help you tackle credit card processing, collections, and more. So whether you're a team of 1 or you have a few employees, call the National Association for the Self-Employed, an important part of a winning game plan.
Endorsed insurance is underwritten by the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company. Not available in all states. Call Chris at 255-7131. That's 255-7131.
Steve Crosby back with you as we go to the 5th inning. 7-1 Portland. Jake Thrower to lead things off. He has been called out on strikes and doubled in his 2 plate appearances as Sweeney delivers a strike on the inside corner at the knees, and that evens the count at 1-1. Our 5th inning, middle of the game reset of the Portland defensive alignment, brought to you by the Phone Directories Company. First, Sweeney's 1-1, and Thrower pops it up left side of the infield. The shortstop for Maniac waving everybody off, and he'll put it away for out number 1. That'll bring up Barry Weston, who's 1 for 2. Portland with Jeff Cirillo in left, Gene Kingsale in center, Alex Fernandez in right, Ben Reisinger at third, J.J. Permaniak at short, Bernie Castro at second, and Joe Gerber at first. The battery, Brian Sweeney pitching, and Humberto Quintero catching. Sweeney through 4 1/3 has allowed 6 hits, 1 run. He has struck out 2 and walked none. First pitch to Wesson on the way. Barry takes one in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Angels now leading Detroit 5-1 in the 5th at Anaheim. A basketball game. The Lakers trail the Spurs 88-80 with 2:58 to go. Now the 1-0. Breaking ball into the dirt. Ball 2. 2-0 the count on Weston. Again, he had an 8-game hitting streak snapped yesterday, but he singled in his first at bat here today. Now Weston awaits the 2-0. Swung on, hit high, hit deep, but well foul. He was way out in front of that one. Right size, wrong shape. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count on Weston. 1 out, bases empty here in the 5th. Now the line by Sweeney. The fastball is high. Ball 3. 3-1 the count on Weston with Adam Riggs due next. Still a long way to go on this one. An opportunity to come back. 3 balls, 1 strike. Sweeney's pitch. Weston takes low. Ball 4. That's the first walk issued by Sweeney in the ball game, and so the Stingers have a runner at first base with 1 out. That'll bring up Adam Riggs, who's popped to short and bounced to short. So he's 0 for 2. So he's now 0 for his last 9 with the end of his hitting streak. Infield, double play depth. Sweeney from the belt ready. The pitch. Low ball 1. 1-0 the count. All of a sudden his radar to the strike zone's off a little bit. 1 ball, no strikes. And the Stingers in Tacoma beginning Friday night. The 1-0. Swing and a miss out in front of a changeup, and the count on Riggs is 1-1. Chris Butchek will go Friday night against left-hander Travis Blackley. Saturday afternoon, Brandon Emanuel against Matt Thornton. And then Steve Green goes on Sunday afternoon against Chase Young-Beck. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Riggs. A runner at first base. 1 out here in the 5th. Stingers trailing the Beavers 7-1. Infield, double play depth. As Sweeney comes to the belt, the pitch. Swung on, Looper on 1 hop to second, knocks Castro down from his backside, throws to second for 1, throw to first, not in time as Riggs beats it out. Well, one really came up hard on Castro, literally knocked him over, but he hung on to it. From his behind, he flipped to second base and got the force on Weston. And Pervaniak's relay narrowly missed getting Riggs at first. So 1 on, 2 out for Rob Quinlan. He's hit the ball hard twice, but there's nothing to show for it. But a couple of at-bats here. He swings and pops it up foul. First base side of home plate onto the roof for strike 1. Rob at 195 runs batted into the Salt Lake uniform. Still 6 behind the 2 players tied for 3rd all time, Sal Walker and Chad Rupp. 1 strike, the count on Quinlan. The pitch. Misses low with a sinker. That evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sweeney's career actually began in independent ball. Now the 1-1 change up, little tapper up the third base side. Reisinger cannot make the bare hand pickup. Everybody is safe. That'll go as an infield single for Quinlan. Reisinger charging in, trying to make the bare hand pickup, but couldn't come up with it cleanly. So now the Stingers have 2 on with 2 out for Alex Pelaez. He's 1 for 2. Slide to center field his last time up. So 2 on, 2 out. The pitch. Strike at the knees, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count. Alex Pelaez played the last 2 years here in Portland. Trying to fight the hand that once fed him. Pitch. Breaking ball into the dirt. Evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count on Pelias with Riggs at second, Quinlan at first. Again, the Stingers have 5 former Beavers on their roster. 4 of them in the starting lineup tonight. A 1-1. A little bit low. 2-1 the count. Pelias, the batter now, who's DHing tonight. Jake Thrower, the shortstop. Adam Riggs, the third baseman. And Will Nieves, the catcher. The fifth is tomorrow's starter, Jason Middlebrook. 2 balls and a strike the pitch. Pelias takes a slider outside at the knees. Ball 3. 3-1 the count, and a wide one would load the bases for Brian Gordon. Outfield, just a couple of steps around towards left for Alex as the 3-1 comes home. Swing and a miss, and the ball so far outside it goes off the glove of Quintero. And back to the screen. Runners are at second and third. And it's going to be ruled a pass ball. The runners at second and third with 2 outs. The count full now on Pelias at 3-2. That one squirted off the end of the glove of Quintero. And rolled all the way back to the screen. Pelias unable to make contact. 3-2 payoff pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air towards center. Kingsale drifting back. Now camped underneath it. Puts it away for the third out of the inning. No runs. 1 hit. 2 runners left on. The Stingers have left 7 men on base through the first 5. Halfway through the scheduled 9-rounder. It's Portland 7 and the Stingers 1 on ESPN 1230.
Spring is here, and that means shorter nights. But just because there's more daylight doesn't mean you don't still need better everyday lighting. Your local Ace Hardware stores and GE Lighting can help. GE Lighting has replaced the ordinary incandescent bulb with the new Reveal bulb. Reveal bulbs make colors so crisp, clean, that you truly see the difference. Guaranteed. Reveal bulbs from GE Lighting at your local Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place.
There is no escape. There is only survival.
And, oh yeah, a paintball park of fun. Welcome to the joy and excitement of Paintball Addicts, Utah's newest, largest, and most affordable paintball park. 2 huge indoor competition and play areas completely surrounded by netting, so Paintball Addicts is safe for participants and spectators. The model for paintball of the future. Paintball Addicts offers paintball games, repairs, and a fully stocked pro shop. Paintball is perfect for corporate team building, group activities, birthday parties, and families. Paintball Addicts is less expensive than you might think, with additional discounts for groups of 10 or larger. Open play begins at 4 weekdays and all day Saturday. Paintball Addicts, the fun and excitement you didn't know you were missing. 999 West, 2610 South, or call 886-8899. That's 886-8899.
Go to the bottom of the 5th on this Cinco de Mayo here in Portland. It's been all Portland and Beavers so far. They lead it 7-1. It'll be Gene Kingsale, Bernie Castro, and Jeff Cirillo. 2 up to face the right-hander, 6'8" right-hander, Mitch Arnold. Our 5th inning, middle of the game reset of the Stingers defensive lineup, brought to you by the Phone Directories Company. Derek Gibson, Barry Weston, and Brian Gordon in left, center, and right. First pitch to Kingsale, way outside, ball 1. Adam Riggs at third. Jake Thrower at short. Brian Specht at second. Rob Quinlan at first. The battery of Mitch Arnold pitching. And Will Nieves catching. The 1-0 pitch. Ripped into right field, a base hit. Gene Kingsale aboard with his first hit of the ball game. Hit number 9 for Portland in the ball game. So runner at first base. Nobody out to the top of the order, and Bernie Castro. 1 for 3 with a run scored and a couple of runs batted in. And the Stingers back home Tuesday. 4 with Albuquerque, followed by 4 with Colorado Springs. As Castro lifts one foul of the seats down the left field side for strike 1. Don't forget Friday, May 14th, against Albuquerque, the first 1,000 fans entering the ballpark for that 6:30 game. The gates open at 5:30. Will receive an Angels Baseball Club T-shirt. The 0-1, swinging a foul ball. Third base side to the seats, 0-2. Another incentive to get there when the gates open at 5:30. If you have a camera, it's Fuji Photo Night. You can go onto the field and take pictures of your favorite Stingers players between 5:30 and 5:45. The 0-2 to Castro, again lifted foul. Third base side and out of play. That's on Friday, May 14th against the Albuquerque Isotopes. No balls, 2 strikes on Castro. Arnold's pitch. Breaking ball outside at the knees. 1-2 the count on Castro. Again, for ticket information, you can call the Stingers box office at 485-3800 or go to StingersBaseball.com. Here's a chopper over the mound. Second baseman Speck steps on the bag for one, throws to first and gets the double play. 4-3 double play. Nicely there as the ball hit right on the bag basically at second base. Speck was there to start the 4-3 double play, and with that double play, another $5 is donated to the United Way, courtesy of Taco Maker. So 2 outs and the bases are empty for Jeff Cirillo, who's 1 for 2 with a run batted in. No real determination as to how long his rehab assignment will last. This is his 3rd game. He has yet to play a regular season game for the Padres. There's a pitch strike, 0-1. Padres playing well right now. They started the day 1 game behind the Dodgers for first place in the National League West, and they beat Atlanta today. The Dodgers lost, so they're back in a tie. Breaking ball low, 1-1. Matter of fact, the National League had 4 different games end in 2-0. Now the 1-1. Sinks down low, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Two balls, 1 strike the count on Cirillo. As Arnold delivers inside with a fastball, 3-1 the count. Cirillo, a veteran of 1,317 Major League games played in his career. Now the line by Arnold, the 3-1. Swung on and skied towards right. Going out Speck. Gordon, the right fielder, coming in, calling off the infielder Speck and making the catch to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base at the end of 5. It's Portland 7 and the Stingers 1 on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
You asked for it. Now at Upper Limit Fitness, we're pleased to announce that our new clearance zone is in all 3 of our stores. The Upper Limit Clearance Zone is a store within a store, bursting at the seams with fantastic savings on new and used quality fitness equipment. You'll discover unbelievable savings on strength equipment, treadmills, bikes, free weights, and gyms. You'll find reconditioned exercise equipment with factory warranty, special deals on benches and bikes, dumbbell racks up to 70% off, Olympic 300-pound sets with base and weights as low as $119, with weight plates for under 30 cents a pound. Our clearance zone is a great place to save on quality fitness equipment, new and used, demos and odds and ends. Check out the great deals on top quality treadmills, bikes, home gyms, and free weights, all at huge clearance zone discounts. Come into any Upper Limit location and look for the clearance zone sign and get ready to save. Upper Limit Fitness, 815 West 2400 South in Salt Lake, 1345 South State and Orem, and at the corner of Antelope and Hillfield Road in Layton.
Phone directory, phone directory. You can judge the book by its cover.
Phone Directories Company wants to thank you for a great year. And now that we're into the new year, watch for your local Phone Directories editions arriving soon. That includes Lakeview, Salt Lake Valley, and Provo. Phone Directories Company has books in every city in Utah. And to advertise in one of our newest editions, just call us. It's toll-free at 800-228-0801. Or you can find us on the web at myphonedirectory.com. Just watch for the beautiful cover.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Here in Portland, 7-1 in favor of the Beavers. It'll be Brian Gordon, Derek Gibson, and Wilnie Aviscu up to face Brian Sweeney. Gordon 1 for 2, singled and scored the only Stinger run back in the 4th inning. Now the first pitch to Gordon, and it's a breaking ball low, ball 1. Let's find out what else is happening under the lights tonight of the PCL and Major League Baseball. Brought to you by GE Lighting, the new Reveal light bulb. Sweeney's 1-0 pitch. Gordon takes a strike at the knees, 1-1. You can check out the reveal bulb at your locally owned Ace Hardware store. In the Pacific Coast League, the red-hot Tacoma Rainiers won their 4th in a row, beating Edmonton tonight 2-1. So they'll retain the top spot in the division. 1-1 breaking ball, misses low to Brian Gordon. The count's 2-1. Gordon, by the way, with his single in the 4th, extends his hitting streak to 6 straight games. His longest of the year. Swing and a miss and a splitter in the dirt, 2-2. Bobby Madridge the winner, 2-0 for Tacoma. Milton Chavez the loser, 0-3 for Edmonton. Williams the save, his first. Jose Lopez, it's his 6th home run of the year for Tacoma. 2-2 swing and a miss. Gordon out in front of a changeup. Strikeout number 3 for Brian Sweeney, and there's one down here in the 6th. Brings up Derek Gibson, who's 0 for 2. Struck out swinging his last time up. Elsewhere, Oklahoma pounded New Orleans 9-5 in 10 innings at Nashville. Memphis dumped the Sounds 11-9. Iowa crushed Omaha 11-3. Last week's PCL batter of the week, Jason Dubois, is his 9th home run of the year for Iowa. Breaking ball low and outside to Gibson. Ball 1. Albuquerque trounced Colorado Springs 10-4. Larry Sutton a pair of home runs for the Isotopes in that one. Former Stinger Juan Alvarez gets the win. Gibson swings and fouls it back to our right. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Error charts to the Oregonians' Paul Bucher. After 4 in Sacramento, the River Cats lead Fresno 6-1. Now the pitch to Gibson. Fastball runs inside the right-hand batter. 2-1 the count. Tucson and Las Vegas tied at 2. Sidewinders batting in the top of the 7th inning. Now the 2-1 pitch. Gibson swings and grounds 1 foul in between the coach's box and the bag at third. 2-2 the count. In the American League, Minnesota leading up the road at Seattle 5-0 in the 7th. Jock Jones is a former Buzz outfielder with his 5th home run of the year. Now the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball, foul again, just outside the bag at third. That one hit a little more sharper than the last one. 6th inning in Oakland. The A's and the Yankees are tied at 2. Sheffield and Giambi have homered for New York. Hatterberg for the A's. Anaheim leading Detroit 6-1 in the 6th. Guillen and Gloss have homered for the Angels. Rondell White is at his 7th of the year for the Tigers. 2-2 to Gibson, swing and a miss. He struck him out on a changeup. 2 up, 2 down here in the Stingers' 6th. That'll bring up Will Nieves, who's doubled and tripled in 2 plate appearances tonight. Halfway to the cycle. Gloss's home run, by the way, for the Angels already his 10th of the year. Finals, Chicago edged Baltimore 6-5. It was Boston down in Cleveland 9-5. Toronto trounced Kansas City 10-3. And Texas topped Tampa Bay 6-1. All of the National League games have been complete. First pitch to Nieves, runs inside of the right-hand batter. Ball 1. The Mets break a 2-all tie with a 6-run 8th to beat the Giants 8-2. Piazza, Spencer, and Cameron homer for New York. The 1-0 is a called strike in the outside corner at the knees, 1-1. Roger Clemens raises his record to 6-0 as Houston beats Pittsburgh 6-2. Now the 1-1. Change up, tap foul off the foot of the hitter Nieves. 1-2 the count, right off his front foot, the left foot. San Diego and David Wells shuts out Atlanta 2-0. It was Florida blanking Los Angeles 2-0. Colorado over Montreal 2-0. Philadelphia edged St. Louis 5-4. In 10 innings, the Reds over the Brewers 5-4. Now the 1-2 pitch. Nieves fouls it back. Still 1-2. Arizona shuts out the Cubs 2-0. And the Spurs beat the Lakers 95-85. They go up 2-0 in that series. 1-2 the count on Nieves. The pitch. Swung on and tapped foul up the third base side. Still 1-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Here in the 6th inning, 7-1 Portland. Juan Castro homered in the bottom of the 10th to give Cincinnati that 5-4 win over the Brewers. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Nieves. As well as Sweeney's pitch, he's vying for his first 3-up, 3-down inning of the game. Nieves trying to spoil that. The 1-2. Low, ball 2. 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 6th inning, 7-1 Portland. Outfield straight away for Will. Now Sweeney into his lineup, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Sweeney strikes out the side, 1, 2, 3. Here in the 6th, he now has 5 punch-outs in the ball game. And after 5.5, it remains 4th and 7, the Stingers 1 on ESPN 1230.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT PRO.
Hey, this is Dan, the laptop man from PC Laptops. I'm always telling you about cool new breakthroughs in computer technology. Okay, here's the newest one, the Verizon Wireless Internet Card. What is this card? No, it's not a card that all of our laptops have built in to hook you to the network. What it does is it gives you internet, high-speed access anywhere there's cellular phone digital service with Verizon. That's just about every major city in the United States of America. There's one cool, low, flat rate you pay for unlimited internet access. And guess what? At PC Laptops, not only do we have these cards, we give you our lifetime service guarantee with it. What does that mean? We'll make sure that card works in any brand of laptop you got if you buy the card from us. Whether you have one of our laptops, Sony, Gateway, Dell, Compaq, whatever you got, we'll hook you up. You know what's really cool? You can go to the airport, you can go eat lunch, you can go anywhere and have wireless internet, high speed. Get into PC Laptops right now and check it out. PC Laptops, we love you. Featuring Intel Centrino mobile technology.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Finally go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 7-1 Portland. Beavers, 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Stingers, 1 run, 7 hits, and no errors. It'll be John Knott, Joe Gerber, and Alex Fernandez to face right-hander Mitch Arnold. Gerber came in to replace Petrick in the 3rd inning, and as a pinch hitter, he fouled out to the shortstop, Jake Thrower. First pitch fastball, though, to John Knott is ball 1. Knott 1 for 2, a 2-run double his last time up. Now the pitch, low and inside the right-hand batter, and that's 2-0. Haven't had an opportunity to pick one up lately, but be on the lookout for the Geico Insurance run of the game this year. 2-0 pitch, fastball inside again, ball 3. 3-0 the count. First time the Stingers go up by 2 runs or more after the 5th inning. That's the Geico Insurance run. Rex Olson, your local Geico rep, will donate $10 to the Air Force Fund for every Geico Insurance run of the game. 3-0 pitch is in for a strike, 3-1. There have been 9 Geico Insurance runs so far this season, making the total donation $90. 3-1 the count on John Knott. The pitch, check swing foul. Back into the screen. That fills the count at 3-2. By the way, the final line on Brunet, 2 2/3 innings. 7 hits, 7 runs. All earned. He walked 4, struck out 1, and hit a batter. So a tough night for Mike Brunet. 3-2 fastball misses high, and Knott draws the base on ball. First given out by Mitch Arnold, the 5th by Stingers pitching in the ball game. So a runner at first, nobody out for Joe Gerber, who fouled out his first time up. Gerber's had a long and winding road back to his hometown of Portland. He was drafted in the 27th round by the Detroit Tigers, 2000, out of Oregon State. The pitch on the way. Gerber takes high, ball 1. Played 1 season for the Tigers minor league system, was released and did not play at all in 2001. Now the 1-0. Ripped towards right. Brian Gordon drifting to his left towards the line. Makes the letter high catch for the out. One away, and that'll bring up Alex Fernandez, who's 1 for 3. But getting back to Gerber, he tried to come back in 2002, played independent ball for Kalamazoo, leading the Frontier League in home runs, and it was signed in February of 2003 by the Padres. Now here he is back in his hometown of Portland. So 1 on, 1 out for Fernandez now. Fly to center field his last time up. Angels website indicating there's a possibility that Brendan Donnelly may do some rehab work with Salt Lake. Pitched low and outside, ball 1, but an official determination has not been decided upon yet. He could possibly be activated this weekend. His rehab has gone well at Rancho Cucamonga, their Class A affiliate, as Fernandez reaches out and fouls it onto the roof behind home plate. That evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Activity in the Portland bullpen as a right-hander begins to throw. There's a swing and a foul back. 1-2 the count on Fernandez. 7-1 Beavers here in the 6th. Now Arnold ready to pitch. Low and inside to the left-hand batter. 2-2 the count. Right-hander Marty McCleary throwing in the Beavers bullpen, so it's likely we'll see him in the 7th. The 2-2. Swung on and crushed it deep right center. Gordon going back all the way to the wall. Wesson's there too, and Barry makes the belt high catch. Turns it, fires it back in towards first, and scampering back is not. Boy, Fernandez put a real charge into that one. But the ball, it's tough to leave the yard in right center here. It's deep, and it doesn't carry well in that direction. And as it was, Wesson had to make a basket catch a step shy of the wall in right center field. So Fernandez flies out deep, and that'll bring up Humberto Quinteros, 2 for 3. Couple of runs scored. Pitch on the way inside with a fastball, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Now Arnold ready for pitch. Breaking ball into the dirt, ball 2. Pitch right now at 3 innings of work. Couple of hits, a walk, but no runs so far. His second AAA appearance, only his second appearance above Summer Rookie League ball. Here's a ground ball, sharply hit and fair over the third base bag, rolling down into the left field corner. Derek Gibson going after it. Going into third is not. He's being waved on home. Here comes Thrower's throw to the plate, and he's going to be out on a great relay. That'll be 7-6-2. Knott does not score because he did not slide. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. We go to the 7th. It's Portland 7, the Stingers 1 on ESPN 1230.
Don't wait any longer. Right now, you can get the deal of the year on a new DirecTV system. Throw away your old cable box or rabbit ears and get hooked up to a new DirecTV system from Sky Satellite. How about getting up to 4 DirecTV receivers free? That's right, free with no rebates, no games, no gimmicks. F-R-E-E. And free installation and over 125 channels, including local channels, for only $29.99 per month for the first 6 months. $29.99. That's way less than you pay for fewer cable channels. And with DirecTV from Sky Satellite, you have better picture, better reliability, and your rates won't keep going up like they do with cable TV. Make the switch now. Stop wasting money every month for poor quality service. Upgrade to 100% digital picture and sound with DirecTV. Call Sky Satellite today, and you could be hooked up tomorrow. Call 978-0022. 978-0022. That's 978-0022.
During the month of May, join Walgreens and the American Cancer Society in the fight against breast cancer. Buy a paper balloon for $1 at Walgreens. Your contribution helps fight breast cancer, and 100% of the proceeds will benefit the American Cancer Society. It's your chance to make a difference supporting research, helping raise awareness, and providing needed support services. Buy a paper balloon to fight breast cancer at your nearby Walgreens. Hope blooms with you.
All right, we go to the 7th inning. Brian Sweeney still out on the mound for Portland as he works into the 7th inning. He had gone exactly 6 innings in each of his first 5 starts, so he's trying to break through that barrier here tonight. He'll face Brian Speck, Jake Thrower, and Barry Wesson, the 9-1 and 2 hitters. Speck has twice grounded out to the second baseman, Castro. First pitch from Sweeney here. Swing and a miss over his footer. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. 7-1 Portland to here in the 7th. Now Sweeney's pitch inside at the knees, a ball, 1-1. Dent Pro and Dent Pro Colors of Salt Lake, the mobile paintless dent repair company, comes to your home or office to work on your car. Call them today at 1-877 Dent Pro. The 1-1 pitch. Third ball, broke late and missed high, 2-1. Dent Pro and Dent Pro Colors, they make them like new again. And Dent Pro donates $5 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Utah for every stolen base by the Stingers this year. 2-1 to Speck. He fouls it back over the screen out of play. 2-2. Stingers have stolen 17 bases, making the total donation so far $85. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count on Speck. 7-1 Portland here in the 7th. Now Sweeney's pitch. Check swing bouncer foul up the third base side, and it's still 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And we'll be with you at 7:45 tomorrow for the 4th and final game of this series in Portland. And it's on to Tacoma. 7:05 start Mountain Time on Friday. 2:35 Saturday and Sunday, and 7:05 again on Monday. Speck swing and misses at a splitter in the dirt. That's 4 straight strikeouts now for Brian Sweeney, giving him 6 on the game. 1 shy of his season high when he struck out 7 Tucson Sidewinders back on April the 14th. So 1 down. Here's Jake Thrower, who's 1 for 3. Top to short his last time up. A 1 out, bases empty. The pitch. Fastball inside at the belt. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Now Sweeney ready, the 1-0. Strikes at ease, 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Thrower. One ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Breaking ball low. 2-1 the count. Two balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Fastball high, and the count goes to 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now the pitch. Drilled through the middle and into center field, a base hit. Jake Thrower has his 2nd hit of the ball game. And that's for the Stingers, their 8th of the night. So, runner at first base. 1 out, and the batter now will be Adam Riggs, who reached to the fielder's choices last time up. And that may be all for Sweeney. As Craig Colbert, the manager, goes out, takes the ball away, and so that's all for Sweeney. Marty McLeary is going to come into the ball game, and this shakeup in the Portland lineup is brought to you by Jake's Over the Top. Don't forget their Shake of the Month special is a fresh strawberry shake. We'll give you the numbers on McLeary when we return after this 1-minute timeout for a pitching change here on ESPN 1230.
Home for the money, here for the show. show. A three to get around and I'll go catch go. Mr. Jake's over the top, baby. Yeah.
Let me tell you about Jake's Over the Top. The name comes from the insane way their monster shakes rises inches above the top of the cup. A mountain of ice cream blended with fresh fruit, nuts, candy, and cookies. Like the strawberry banana shake, the turtle shake, or the Oreo.
And if you're lonesome tonight,
join me for a burger big enough for the two of us. It's called a Big Jake Burger. This hunk of burning love is 2 quarter-pound cheeseburgers. That's a half pound of charred royal ground steak, topped with 2 slices of cheddar cheese, freshly cooked bacon, ketchup, mayo, mustard, pickles, lettuce, and tomatoes on a sesame seed bun.
It's that time of year for a fresh strawberry shake. Mounds of rich, smooth vanilla ice cream, loaded with tons of fresh strawberries and blended together. Add a fresh banana to make a whole new flavor. Get your shake today in 3 great sizes at Jake's. At Jake's, we don't stop at the top of the line.
KJQS Murray, Salt Lake City. You all go on. This is the ESPN Radio AM 12. Worldwide leader in sports. On Citadel Broadcasting Station.
Right-hander Marty McCleary comes on the pitch for Portland. For McCleary, his 10th appearance of the season in 13 1/3 innings. He's given up 11 hits, 4 runs all earned. He's walked 12 and struck out 17, no decisions, and a 2.70 earned run average. The PCL batting .220 against right-hander Marty McCleary. Barry Weston will be the first batter that he faces. I might have said Riggs earlier, but it is Weston. McCleary, 1 appearance in Salt Lake. That was on the 26th of April. 2 scoreless innings, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and 3 walks. And there it's a runner at first base, 1 out. First pitch to Weston, slices the outside corner above the knees for a strike, 0-1. Can't close the books on Sweeney's line, as again he's responsible for the runner at first base. Now McCleary ready, the 0-1. Breaking ball low, evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Marty McCleary on here in the 7th. McCleary, 6'5", 220 in his 8th season. Now the 1-1. Right down the middle is strike, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McCleary, acquired from Florida by San Diego back on April the 9th, right after the season began. The 1-2. Fastball high, 2-2 the count on Wesson. He was originally drafted in the 10th round by the Red Sox in 1997 out of Mount Vernon Nazarene College in Ohio. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Breaking ball low and outside to the right hand hitting Barry Weston, and that fills the count at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So McCleary working the count full on Weston at 3-2. A thrower at first base, 1 out. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball toward third. Fumbled by Reisinger, recovers, throws to second 1, back to first. No, they don't get the double play. That little bit of a juggle cost him the opportunity to turn 2. So thrower is forced out at second base. 2 out rather now. A runner at first base for Adam Riggs, who's 0 for 3. A 1 on, 2 out. Now McCleary ready with a runner at first base, 2 outs. The pitch. A little bit low, ball 1. 1-0 the count on Riggs. One ball, no strikes. Now McCleary ready, the pitch. Swung on and sliced foul into the seats first base side. Scramble on for the souvenir. The count's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Then that was a final earlier. San Antonio beating the Lakers 95-85 to go up 2-0 in that series. Tony Parker, 30 points. Tim Duncan, 24. Shaquille O'Neal led the Lakers with 32. 1 ball, 1 strike on Riggs. The pitch. The runner goes. Pitch high and inside. Throw to second base. And sink for the head first slide is Barry Wesson. And that for Barry is his 4th stolen base of the year. And with that stolen base, another $5 goes to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Utah, courtesy of Dent Pro and Dent Pro Colors. Now a runner at second base with 2 out. And a 1 ball, 1 strike count on Adam Riggs. Now the right-hander ready, the 2-1. Breaking ball, low and outside, and it's 3-1 to Riggs. Rod Quinlan would be next. They're starting to run out of outs here, trailing 7-1 here in the 7th. Now the 3-1 pitch to Riggs. Fastball, high and inside, he walked him. So now runners are at first and second with 2 out. First walk issued by McCleary, the second by Portland pitching in the ball game. The 2-1, 2 out for Rob Quinlan. Reached on an infield single his last time up. Hit a little dribbler up the third base side. The third baseman Reisinger tried to make the bare hand pickup and throw on, but could not field it cleanly. So 2-1, 2 out. Pitch on the way, and Quinlan takes a fastball bell high, but outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Beavers. 1-8-0 for the Stingers. Weston, the lead at second base. Riggs at first for 1-0. Quick. And a foul back in one of the support posts on the screen. The count's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count to the right-hand batter. And the Stingers will play Albuquerque and Colorado Springs on the next homestand. A couple of Central Division teams that will come to Salt Lake. The Stingers with a schedule won't go there. 1-1 pitch. Quinlan lines one into right center field. Kingsale tries to make the sliding catch. It can't. And it rolls by him and goes all the way to the wall. Weston will score. Riggs is in. Quinlan is around third and holding there with a triple. A 2-run triple for Rob Quinlan, and it's now a 7-3 ball game as Kingsale tried to make the sliding grab, but it bounded by him. And so now it's a 7-3 ball game. That closes the books on Sweeney's line. 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs. Both earned, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. Now here's Alex Pelaez. Base hit here would make it a 7-4 ball game. Runner at third base, 2 outs. There's a sinker low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the pitch. Into the dirt off the right shoulder of the catcher Quintero up the first base line, but not far enough away for Quinlan to consider advancing. And now the count is 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Marty McCleary struggling here since coming on. Two balls, no strikes, the pitch. Low and outside. That one does get through the legs of Quintero. And on to score goes Rob Quinlan, and it's now a 7-4 ball game. So now it is a 3-ball, no strike count on Pelaez. And the Stingers are within 3. Now the 3-0, right down the middle of fastball. And the count goes to 3-1. Ryan Gordon would be next. The pitch. Ground ball off of McCleary. He can't find it. Now picks it up in front of the mound and throws to first for the out. to retire the side. Sharply hit, but it banks off of McCleary, but doesn't roll far enough away for Pelaez to reach. 3-run score. 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 7th inning stretch time here in Portland, brought to you by Upper Limit Fitness. Now with 3 locations, Salt Lake, Orem, and Lake. Upper Limit Fitness will help you stretch a little further. After 6.5, it's Portland 7 and the Stingers 4 here on ESPN 1230.
There is no escape. There is only survival.
And, oh yeah, a paintball park of fun. Welcome to the joy and excitement of Paintball Addicts, Utah's newest, largest, and most affordable paintball park. 2 huge indoor competition and play areas completely surrounded by netting, so Paintball Addicts is safe for participants and spectators. The model for paintball of the future. Paintball Addicts offers paintball games, repairs, and a fully stocked pro shop. Paintball is perfect for corporate team building, group activities, birthday parties, and families. Paintball Addicts is less expensive than you might think, with additional discounts for groups of 10 or larger. Open play begins at 4 weekdays and all day Saturday. Paintball Addicts, the fun and excitement you didn't know you were missing. 999 West, 2610 South, or call 886-8899. That's 886-8899.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
Go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's now a 7-4 ball game in favor of Portland. It'll be Ben Reisinger, J.J. Fermaniak, and Gene Kingsale to face left-hander Dusty Berkman, who comes on for the 9th time this year. In 16 2/3 innings, he's given up 20 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned. He's walked 3, struck out 13. He's 1-0 with a 2.70 earned run average in the PCL, batting .294 against the big left-hander Dusty Berkman. First pitch, foul, right back below is strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to count on Reisinger, who's 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the 2nd inning. Almost had to buy a new computer tomorrow. There's a check swing foul off to the right. The count's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. You do have a target painted on you here from both directions. No balls, 2 strikes the count. The pitch. Breaking ball low and inside as Reisinger skips rope to get out of the way. 1-2. The final numbers on Mitch Arnold. 3 1/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. There's another one right below it. Rattles around the stairwell. A nice juggling grab by the fan right below. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1,906 the paid here tonight. You have to have a crowd break 2,000 here in this series. There's a curveball, strike 3 call on the outside corner at the knees, and Ben Reisinger with some conversation now for home plate umpire Cameron Keller, the manager of the Beavers. Craig Colbert coming down the line to send him back to the dugout. So Reisinger called out. Obviously, first strikeout on, or I should say, for Berkman. And that is just the 2nd punch out for Stingers pitching in the ball game. So 1 out. Here's J.J. Fermaniak, who's 2 for 3. Fly to right field his last time up. Singled in a run and scored in that 4-run 2nd. Infield single. And a run scored in the 3rd. Here's a swing and a roller towards 3rd. Fielded on the 3rd hop by Riggs before a cross. On target and in time for out number 2. The 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring up Gene Kingsale, who's 1 for 2. Single to right his last time up. Let's find out who's hitting the cover off the ball. The PCL brought to you by Mountain Extreme Power Sports. Take it to the extreme with Mountain Extreme Power Sports in Linden, Utah. Well, it's still Calvin Pickering leading the way with 13 home runs for Omaha. First pitch on the way, a strike to the outside corner at the knees. A backdoor curveball, 0-1. Jason Dubois of Omaha hit his 9th of the year to tie in with Ruben Mateo of Nashville for second. There's a breaking ball that misses inside at the knees. 1-1 the count. Adam Riggs has 6 to lead the Stingers. Here's a swing and a foul back into the right of home plate. 1-2 the count on Kingsale. Nice grab by the umpire off the carom from one of the support posts. Cameron Keller getting a nice hand. 1-2 the count. Base is empty. 2 outs here in the 7th. 7-4 Portland. Now Bergman delivers. Swung on and shot foul in between the coach's box and the bag at third. The count's 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dusty Bergman, 6'5", 200 pounds, in his 6th year out of Carson City, Nevada. Played collegiately at the University of Hawaii. Now the 1-2 pitch, driven to deep left field. Gets it going back. It's up there, and it's gone. A solo homer for Gene Kingsale, and that makes it now an 8-4 ball game. Where is he getting this power all of a sudden? He hit one yesterday, hit one today. The one tonight, just his 22nd home run in 2,950 professional at-bats. And unlike yesterday, that one wasn't win-aided. That makes it a 4-run game again at 8-4. As the pitch fouled off to the right, a strike, and it's 0-1 to Bernie Castro, who's 1 for 4 with a couple of RBI. For Bergman, that is his first home run served up this year. As he misses low with a curveball, that evens the count at 1-1. Stingers in their half of the 8th, as there's a line drive down the right field line, slicing into the corner. That's a fair ball. Gordon playing the carom, and rounding first and on his way to second base with a double is Bernie Castro. That's his 3rd 2-base hit. And now the Beavers have a runner at second with 2 outs. So Dusty Bergman easily retiring the first 2 batters, but he's now given up a home run. And a double. So now here's Jeff Cirillo. Cirillo 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Stingers will have Gordon, Gibson, and Nieves, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, due up in their half of the 8th inning. Now the pitch. Bergman's curveball misses inside at the belt, ball 1. 1-0 the count on Cirillo. Outfield, straight away. Bergman ready, the pitch. Strike, a curveball in the inside corner above the knees, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. A pretty good trade by Dusty Bergman, living in Carson City, Nevada, but going to school at the University of Hawaii. Now the pitch. Curveball again just misses inside at the belt. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. Then tomorrow it'll be Jason Middlebrook for the Stingers against Justin Germano for the Portland Beavers. Bergman ready. The kick in the 2-1. Fastball outside above the knees. 3-1 the count on Cirillo with John Knott due next. Three balls, 1 strike. Now Dusty ready. The pitch. Swing and a miss at a slider down and in, and that fills the count at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. John Knott is due next. Left-hander now up in the Portland bullpen. Singer bullpen has a righty going. At the 3-2 payoff pitch is sliced foul into the stands along the first base side. Well, with an announced crowd of 1,906 and as many foul balls that's going into the stands, everybody's going to go home with a souvenir tonight. Except maybe the fans sitting up in the seats up on top of the cinder block wall and left. Now the 3-2 payoff pitch, swung on, liner towards the hole at short, flag down by a thrower, the long throw, off balance and not in time. Couldn't get enough on it. Castro stops at third on the play, and so after the first two batters have been retired, 3 straight hits have followed. Beavers now with 13 as they have runners at the corners with 2 out. And the batter will be John Knott, who drove in a pair of runs with a double back in the third. The runners at the corners, 2 outs. Beavers have gotten one of the runs back they relinquished in the top of the 7th. Runners at first and third, 2 out. Bergman ready from the belt, the pitch. And it's curveball over on the inside half of the plate, knee high for a strike, and it's 0-1. Outfield pretty much straight away for Knott. Now Bergman from the belt, the 0-1. Curve inside by high. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Now Bergman, the 1-1. Knott swings and skies one into right field. Brian Gordon jogging in, now waiting underneath it. He'll put it away to retire the side. The Beavers get a run on the 2-out home run by Kingsale. 3 hits altogether, 2 runners left on base. At the end of 7, it's now Portland 8, the Stingers 4, here on ESPN 1230.
There it is! That's the Rangers golf course I was telling you about.
Whoa, I've never seen fairways and greens maintained like that before.
I know. This is the place where they hold all those fancy, schmancy tournaments. Look at that clubhouse and pavilion.
Yeah, let's go down and get a closer look.
There's that class written all over it.
Not like that course we used to live at.
That place was for the birds.
Yeah, snowboards.
Call the Ranches Golf Club today to book your company tournament or gathering. Their expertise will ensure that all details and efforts will be made to make your event a huge success and a great time for all. From amateurs to pros, the Ranches Golf Club, the course of choice.
Doc!
What?
I said Doc!
What?
Like, bow down! Get out of the way! Look out! Incoming!
Book your company tournament before May 31st and receive a free foursome plus cards, courtesy of Ranches Golf Club.
Ow! I told you to Doc!
Call today, 789-8100.
Are you crazy? You're trying to kill it? Give me a little hard hat, maybe some big.
Spring is here, and that means shorter nights. But just because there's more daylight doesn't mean you don't still need better everyday lighting. Your local Ace Hardware stores and GE Lighting can help. GE Lighting has replaced the ordinary incandescent bulb with the new Reveal bulb. Reveal bulbs make colors so crisp, clean, that you truly see the difference. Guaranteed. Reveal bulbs from GE Lighting at your local Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Steve Closkey back with you here in Portland as we go to the 8th inning. The Beavers out in front of the Stingers by a score of 8-4. It'll be Brian Gordon, Derek Gibson, and Will Davis to face left-hander Mike Bynum. He comes on to pitch for the 11th time this year in 16 innings. He's given up 16 hits. 6 runs, 5 of them earned. He has walked 9, struck out 13. He's 1-3 with 1 save at a 2.81 earned run average. PCL batting .267 against Bynum, who picked up the win relief here on Monday in that 9-8 Portland win over the Stingers. This will be his 5th appearance of the season already against Salt Lake. He's given up just 2 runs on 6 hits in 6 innings. And not only does he have the win, but he also has a save. That was back on April 25th. First pitch, lefty against lefty to Brian Gordon, and Brian takes low, ball 1. Gordon 1 for 3 with a run scored. Marty McCleary, 2/3 of an inning. 1 hit, 2 runs earned, 1 walk, no strikeouts, and a wild pitch. Now the 1-0. Breaking ball strike. Over the heart of the plate, above the knees, 1-1. Former Tacoma Rainier, Scott Podsednik, signing a 2-year contract extension with the Brewers. That signs him through 2006. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss at a sweeping curveball, and the count's 1-2. Podsednik with a breakthrough season last year with Milwaukee, hitting .314, 9 homers, 58 RBI, 43 stolen bases, and 100 runs scored. Only the 4th rookie in baseball history to hit 300, steal 40 bases or more, and score 100 runs. And there's a swing and a miss and a big curveball again. He struck him out. So Gordon's retired, 1 away. That'll bring up Derek Gibson, who's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. The others were Shoeless Joe Jackson, Jimmy Barrett, 1900, and Ichiro did 2001. Although technically he really isn't a rookie, or wasn't a rookie that year. So 1 out, bases empty for Gibson here in the 8th as Bynum deals. Sinks in low for a ball, 1-0. Well, if your name has a Carlton in it and you hold or are near a record in baseball, you got past tonight. A 1-0. Gibson lines one in the left. Cirillo coming on. Cannot make the basket catch. He knocks it down, and unlike Kingsale earlier, he keeps it in front of him to hold Gibson to a single. So Derek has his first hit of the ball game, and that's hit number 10 for the Stingers. So runner at first base, 1 out. Here's Will Nieves, who has doubled, tripled, and struck out at 3 plate appearances. Again, earlier, Mike Piazza hit his 352nd home run of his career as a catcher. That passes Carlton Fisk for the positional record for home runs. And Roger Clemens blew past Steve Carlton for second place on the all-time strikeout list tonight, as he went to 6-0. Off-speed pitch from Bynum, missed outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Mike Bynum, 6'4", 200 pounds, and his 6th year on at the University of North Carolina. Upper 80s to 90 mile per hour fastball, slider, changeup. Now Bynum, the 1-0. Fastball misses outside, ball 2 to Nieves. 2 balls and no strikes. And the Stingers still need 2 more batters to reach base to bring the tying run to the plate. We're in the 8th. Stingers are down by 4. Now the delivery, the 2-0. Fastball, letter high, outer half of the plate for a strike, and it's 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Double and triple for Nieves earlier in this ball game, making this his 5th multi-hit game of the year. The 2-1 pitch, 6 away from the right-handed batter, and misses ball 3. 3-1 the count. 3 balls, 1 strike the count on Nieves. Infield, a double play depth for Portland. Bynum ready, the 3-1. Lined into right center field. Fernandez on the run, won't get to it. It's up against the barrier out in right center field. Gibson racing for third. He's being waved on. Ed Nieves taking the turn at second, and he goes to third with his 2nd triple of the game. That one drives in a run, and it's now an 8-5 ball game. His 3rd 3-base hit of the year. So now, a runner at third base, 1 out, and the batter will be Brian Specht, who's 0 for 3, turning around to bat right-handed against the lefty Bynum. So Will Nieves with his 2nd triple of the game and his 3rd of the year. The pitch, fastball, strike, 0-1, right down the middle. He had 3 2 years ago, 2 of them with Portland, 1 with the Padres. It's the first time he's ever had 3 triples in 1 season at the minor league level. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Specht. He joins a long list of players who have hit 2 triples in the same game for Salt Lake, tying a record. Swinging a 1-hopper back to the hill. Bynum gloves it, turns, throws high, jumping up for it, Gerber, but he has plenty of time to come down and get the out. So Specht retired, 2 out at the top of the order, and Jake Thrower. Dan Masteller, Todd Walker, Justin Bachman, Sean Figgins did it twice, and Alfredo Amezaga. No offense to Will, but this is almost like that Sesame Street thing where they have put four things up on the screen and they say which one doesn't belong with the others. Well, you put Will Nieves' name with some of these other guys who have 2 triples in a game. Will's the one. There's a pitch, breaking ball inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. So 3 hits for Nieves tonight and 2 of them triples. The 1-0. Way outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Stingers back to within 3. Ooh, that insurance run looms large right now as the former Stinger Bart Miotich is up in the Portland bullpen. He's already saved the first 2 games of this series. Now the 2-0. Rip foul outside the bag at third by a thrower, and the count's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls and a strike to count on thrower, batting right-handed against the lefty Bynum. Now the lefty ready to pitch. Swung on and bounced foul outside the bag at first. 2-2 the count on thrower. Barry Weston would be next. If thrower could get on, Barry would represent the potential tying run. Two balls, 2 strikes. Now Bynum, the left-hander, looks in, gets the sign from his catcher, Quintero. The 2-2 offering. Low, ball 3. 3-2 the count on thrower. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Out the 3-2 payoff pitch. Strike 3 call in the inside corner above the knees. Home plate umpire Cameron Keller looked like he raised the right arm before the ball even got into the home plate area. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Portland 8, the Stingers 5 on ESPN 1230.
Now you can experience the affordable luxury of Lexus at 2 locations. Larry H. Miller Lexus in Murray and the new Larry H. Miller Lexus of Linden. Lexus of Linden is now open, and you have to see it for yourself. Right now through the end of May, Larry H. Miller Lexus in Murray and Lexus of Linden have stocked the showrooms with all the Lexus models you want to drive home. Right now, lease a 2004 Lexus ES330 for just $399 a month. Lease a new RX 330 for as low as $499 a month. Or take home a 2004 Lexus GS300 starting at just $499 a month. And with special financing, save up to $4,000 on your new Lexus. It's time for you to experience the affordable luxury of a Lexus. Visit Larry H. Miller Lexus in Murray and the all-new Larry H. Miller Lexus in Utah County, now open in Linden. After all, you know this guy. $2,500 total down, 48 month lease, 12,000 miles per year.
You can judge a book by its cover.
Phone Directories Company wants to thank you for a great year. And now that we're into the new year, watch for your local Phone Directories editions arriving soon. That includes Lakeview, Salt Lake Valley, and Provo. Phone Directories Company has books in every city in Utah. And to advertise in one of our newest editions, just call us. It's toll-free at 800-228-0801. Or you can find us on the web at iPhoneDirectory.com. Just watch for the beautiful cover.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Stingers back to within 3 now at 8-5 as right-hander Joel Peralta comes on to pitch for the 11th time this year. In 12 innings, he's given up just 9 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. He's walked 4 and struck out 16. He's 3-0 with an ERA of an even 3. The PCL batting an even 200. Against Joel Peralta. Dusty Bergman works 1 inning, gives up 3 hits, 1 run, it was earned. 1 strikeout, no walk to give up the home run to Gene Kingsale. And now here is Peralta to face Joe Gerber, Alex Fernandez, and Humberto Quintero. Gerber, since coming to the ball game, 0 for 2. Up to the shortstop thrower and foul ground on the left field line, and he's flying out to right. So Peralta on and working from the windup, his first pitch. And it's an off-speed delivery that misses outside. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Now Peralta, the 1-0. Well, it looked like it was right down the middle, but it's called a ball. It's 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Peralta pitched last on May 1st against Tacoma, working a 1-2-3 inning. 2 balls and no strikes to count on Joe Gerber. Don't forget to stay tuned after the game for the Ace Hardware MHP, the most helpful player of the game. Now the 2-0 pitch. All 3 misses outside. 3-0 the count. Three balls, no strikes. Now Peralta's pitch. Down the middle is strike, 3-1. As Cameron Keller, the home plate umpire, shows he is capable of raising that right arm. 3-1 the count. Or maybe he had heard it on that strike 3 call on in the top of the inning. There's a swing and a foul back, but the count's full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count on Gerber. Stingers will have Weston, Riggs, and Quinlan due up in the ninth. Three balls, 2 strikes. The count on Gerber, leading off for the Beavers here in the 8th. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He blows the fastball by him for the strikeout. Strikeout number 3. 4 Stingers pitching in the ball game. That'll bring up Alex Fernandez, who's 1 for 4. Well, we talked about it a little bit today on Jazz Talk, but this is my 1,500th Buzz Stingers broadcast, regular season and postseason combined, as well as the 2 exhibition games with the Minnesota Twins that the Buzz played back in the 90s. 1 out, the pitch. Fastball up and in. 1-0 the count on Fernandez. Really want to thank all those involved back at the old station who, along with the Utah Jazz, allowed me to start doing these games in 1994. The pitch to Fernandez. A curveball over for a strike, 1-1. Of course, the late owner of the Buzz, the Stingers, Joe Buzes, for also having a say-so and yours truly becoming the broadcaster of the team. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Out of splitter, the count's 1-2, and it's continued on with Eric Howenstein, the great people over at Citadel. 1,500 games. Somebody asked me how many innings that was, and I said I'd be scared to figure it out. The 1-2 pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball right side past Quinlan and into right field, a base hit. So Fernandez has his second hit. Hit number 14 of the ball game for Portland. So 1 out, 1 on. The batter will be Humberto Quintero. 3 for 4 in the ball game. Obviously, all the managers, the coaches, the players have been great. Certainly my wife and kids for letting me have some fun in the summertime. I wouldn't quite call it the vacation that some people consider it to be. As I've said all along, if I was really on vacation, would I be going to Fresno or Des Moines every summer? The pitch on the way. A change up the miss is high, ball 1. Well, there goes my invitation to speak in front of those chambers of commerces. Not that I ever had a chance in Fresno. 1 ball, no strikes, the count on Quintero. Peralta ready, the pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball away, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Certainly a chance to describe a lot of memorable moments. Unfortunately, many of them disappointing to Salt Lake fans. The Jim Tatum bloop single in the 5th of deciding game in the bottom of the 9th. They gave Colorado Springs the 95 title over the Buzz, 3-2. That's coming in the bottom of the ninth. A walk-off game-winning hit. Swinging a foul, first base side, high up into the stands, 1-2. The Albert Pujols, bottom of the 13th inning, walk-off championship-winning home run for the Memphis Redbirds in the final game in the history of the Salt Lake Buzz in 2000. 1-2 the count. Peralta's pitch with a runner going, and it's sliced down the right field line and foul into the restaurant area. Still 1-2. The one we talked about on Jazz Talk today, in which New Orleans scored 9 runs at the top of the first. Buzz came back with 8 in the bottom of the first. Took 51 minutes to play the first inning. Joe Garagiola was at the ballpark that day, and he poked his head into the booth. But that was the strangest thing I'd ever seen. 17 runs in the first inning. Of course, I turned to Joe and said, you know, somebody once said baseball's a funny game. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. A pitch. Swinging a pop foul over our heads and up into one of the suites. And fortunately, it stays there. So the count remains 1-2. First, the capper to that ball game was Scott Stahoviak's 3-run homer to straightaway center field in the bottom of the ninth that won the game for the Buzz and gave him the cycle. He had already had a single, double, and triple in the ball game. Now the pitch to Quintero. Swung on and sliced foul out of play down the right field line. Then there was the night, I think it was in 1996. Had a nice late dinner planned with my wife on our anniversary, August 7th. The game didn't end till about, I think it was 12:34 after a 16-inning marathon. Buzz won the game. Todd Green hit 3 home runs for Vancouver that night. Now the 2-2 swung on a curveball, and he punches it into center field, a base hit. Good piece of hitting by Quintero there for his 4th hit of the night. Runners at first and second base, 1 out. That is hit number 15 for the Beavers. The 2 on, 1 out for Ben Reisinger is 0 for 3, hit by a pitch earlier in the ball game. So 2 on, 1 out against Peralta here in the 8th. Lou Pote of the Stingers with 8 no-hit innings in the 3rd and final game of their 3-game series sweep over Oklahoma in 2002 first round. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball broke late and missed high. Ball 1. Francisco Rodriguez came on, gave up a hit in the 9th. But the Stingers won the game 1-0 and swept the series before being beaten 3-1 in the finals by Edmonton. Had the wind knock over the equipment in Calgary, breaking it, so we had to do the last 2 games of that series over the telephone. The left ear was about 5 times the size of my right ear by the time the night was over. 1-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball low. Peralta missed with a slider. 2-0 the count on Reisinger. As the catcher Nieves goes out to the mound to have a word with Joel Peralta. First, the infamous night in '94 when, after back-to-back rainouts, the Buzz had back-to-back doubleheaders with Albuquerque. Second game, the second night, 5th inning. Frank Layden sings "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Now the 2-0 pitch. Wider strength in the outside corner above the knees, 2-1. Get in my chair, slide under the counter, bump my knee, and about midway through my 3rd sentence at the end of after the commercial break, passed out live on the air. Strangest thing. Swing and a miss at a fastball, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of fun moments over the years. Those 1,500 games I've had a chance to call of Salt Lake Buzz, Salt Lake Stingers baseball. 2-2 the count to Reisinger. The pitch Swung on and lifted into right field. Brian Gordon jogging in for this one. Now still jogging in a couple of more steps before putting it away for the second out of the inning. So Reisinger retired. 2 out, 2 on for J.J. Permaniak, who's 2 for 4. The 2 on, 2 out here for the Beavers in the 8th. And Wesson, Riggs, and Quinlan are due up in the 9th. Before I forget, too, a special thanks to all the poor folks over the last 10-plus years, the board operators and producers who have been stuck back in the studios during all those broadcasts, making sure everything is working properly. The 2 on, 2 out. The pitch. Breaking ball outside. Backhanded by the catcher, Davis. Ball 1, the count on Permaniak. Eight to 5, Portland. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Beavers at one point tonight led 7-0. Now the 1-0. Swing and a foul. Back behind home plate. The count's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Over 16,000 runs have been scored in those 1,500 games. One ball, 1 strike the count. Now Peralta from the belt, the pitch. Fastball inside, 2-1. The runner at second, Fernandez. Quintero over at first. Eight 5 Beavers here in the 8th. Now Peralta ready. The 2-1. Another curveball that broke late and missed high. 3-1, and a wide one would load the bases for Kingsale. Now Peralta from the belt ready. The 3-1. Curve a strike over the outer half of the plate above the knees, and that fills the count at 3-2. Also have appreciated the kind words of all you fans, and even the not so kind letters that come once in a while. Appreciate you listening. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now Peralta ready. The runner's automatically on the move for the payoff pitch. He struck him out swinging on a nasty splitter. And that retires the side as Permaniak was way over the top of it. No runs, 2 hits, 2 runners left on base. We go to the 9th. It's Portland 8, the Stingers 5 on ESPN 1230.
Del Shonsky at Totally Off Computers, where we have the $1,000 challenge. We don't waste your time. We're either going to save you money or we're going to give you money. Now, remember when I said anybody who wants to give me their sales pitch or pitch me an idea, just send me $1,000 and guaranteed I'll meet with you. Well, I got a bunch of checks in the mail. One was from an insurance guy, and I'm going to meet with him, and if he's got a better deal than what I'm already paying, not only will I buy from him, but I'm going to give him his check back. And I also got a check from a guy who sells airplanes. I don't buy airplanes on a regular basis, but he sent me $1,000, so guaranteed I'm going to meet with him and I'm going to check out those airplanes, and I'll let you know how that goes. Man, this is cool. This could change the whole sales pitch industry. You know, if you think you've got a better deal than what I'm already buying, just send a check for $1,000. I'll guaranteed meet with you, and if you've got a better deal, I'll not only buy from you, I'll give you your money back. This could change the whole BS sales pitch. Totally awesome. We're changing the world.
Getting ready for summer's first deck party? We can help. Introducing Deckscapes, exclusively from your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Deckscapes is our new, easy-to-use premium deck care system. Advanced technology lets you clean, seal, and protect your deck in one day. You'll get the look you want with the durability you need. Now save 25% on Deckscapes. And check out our new pressure washers to make prep work easier, too. Treat your deck right with Deckscapes. Ask how. Ask now. Ask Sherwin-Williams. For a store near you, visit SherwinWilliams.com.
Pitches to Barry Weston, and this is low with a fastball, ball one. Weston, Riggs, and Quinlan due up. Stingers trailing by 3 here in the ninth. Trying to pull one out. Next pitch, and that misses ball 2. 2-0 the count on Weston. Art Mianic warming up in the bullpen just in case, but they have used him the last 2 games here in Portland. Now the 2-0. Weston takes low and outside. Ball 3. 3-0 the count. Three balls, no strikes. The pitch. Fastball down the middle is struck, and it's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike the count on Weston. Now the pitch, swinging a one-hopper back to the hill. Bynum flags it down, runs halfway to first before making the toss for the out. 1 away here in the ninth. That'll bring up Adam Riggs, who's 0 for 3. Walked and scored in the 7th. So 1 out, nobody on. The pitch into the dirt, ball 1. 1-0, the count on Riggs. Again, 2 batters need to reach to bring the tying run to the plate. Now Bynum ready. The pitch. Smashed up the middle and through into center field. A base hit tipped off the first base side of the mound. Castro trying to flag it down with a diving effort. Couldn't come up with it. So now 1 on, 1 out for Rob Quinlan, who drove in a pair of runs with a triple in the 7th.
First baseman, Rob Quinlan.
So now here's Quinlan. 2 runs batted in, gives him 197, so he's now only 4 RBI behind the third place Scherers in the all-time RBI list in franchise history as Quinlan takes low, ball 1. Again, Todd Walker, Chad Ruff, each with 201. Now the 1-0. Struck on the inside corner at the knees, evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Strike. The fastball on the outside corner at the knees, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Quinlan. Riggs the lead at first. The pitch swung on line, left center field. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Nearly bounces by Cirillo out there. Taking the turn at second and going to third is Adam Riggs. But now the Stingers do at least get the tying run to the plate. With runners at first and third, 1 out, and Alex Pelaez is the batter. He's 1 for 4. Again, Mianic throwing in the bullpen.
Designated hitter, Alex Pelaez.
So now here's Pelaez. First pitch to Alex. Low, ball 1. Infield double play depth. Alex right now a candidate to turn 2 on with a sore knee. Now the pitch. Swung on and foul. First base side into the rafters of the roof. But carrying back down below. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike on Pelaez. Brian Gordon would be next. Now the 1-1. Breaking ball inside of the knees. 2-1 the count on Pelaez. Runner at third, Riggs. Quinlan at first. The 2-1. Swung on in the air down the right field line, slicing towards the corner and going foul. And out of the reach of the right fielder, Fernandez. And now the count on Pelaez, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 on Pelaez. Came into this ball game leading the team with our 16 runs batted in. Quinlan has passed him now with 17. Pelaez takes a fastball high, ball 3. 3-2 the count. Now a wide one would load the bases. I have a feeling he'll get a good pitch to hit. Don't want to walk the 3-2 delivery. Line to center field. Kingsale going back, still going back, makes the over-the-shoulder catch. Riggs will tag at third and jog on home. That makes it an 8-6 ball game, but they get the out as Pelaez crushed that ball, but it died in the night air and straight away center field. 8-6 still the tying run on base, but now here's Brian Gordon. And Gordon struck out against Bynum earlier. Pitch on the way. Fastball low, ball 1. Gordon 1 for 4 on the night. Trying to keep it alive. Derek Gibson would be next. The pitch. Swung on and grounded toward short. Romaniak has it. The throw across in time to end the game. Well, the Stingers put up a little bit of noise in the 9th inning, but they're only able to score 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. 1 left. The final score tonight here in Portland. The Beavers 8 and the Stingers 6. We'll be back with the 10th inning show right after this here on ESPN 1230.
This has been Salt Lake Stingers baseball. Stay tuned for a complete wrap-up of tonight's game. The 10th inning show is coming up next on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
This is Del Shanzi from Totally Awesome Computers, and I was driving over here to do a new commercial for you, and I just happened to be watching the cars go by me on, the other way, and I noticed, new Mercedes, Denali, new Ford truck, Honda, Toyota, all these nice cars going by, like almost brand new. Now, why, if people spend a lot more money on their cars so they can get something good quality that's not going to break down on them, why would they go out and buy a total heinous piece of junk computer from some mail order company that doesn't answer their phone? Can you imagine buying a car that could only be serviced by someone in Texas that doesn't answer their phone? That's ridiculous. Man, wake up and smell the roses. It's worth it to get good quality. It's worth it to get local service and support that's there for you. It's worth it to buy from Totally Awesome.
The game is over and the fans are leaving the ballpark. It's time now for the 10th inning show. A complete wrap-up of tonight's game with a look at the rest of the Pacific Coast League and Major League Baseball. This is the 10th inning show on ESPN 1230 AM. Now let's go back to the ballpark with the voice of the Stingers, Steve Klauke.
All right, welcome back to Portland, Oregon, where the Stingers have now lost 3 in a row here and have tied a franchise record with their 6th consecutive road loss as they fall to the Beavers tonight by a final score of 8-6. A ball game they fell behind 7-0 after just 3 innings of play. Here are the final totals on tonight's game. For Portland, 8 runs on 15 hits, no errors, and they left 13 men on base. For the Stingers, 6 runs on 13 hits, no errors, and they left 9 men on base. The winning pitcher, Brian Sweeney, now 4-1. The loser, Mike Brunet, drops to 0-2. And 1,906 on hand. Don't have a time of the game as of yet, but we will try to get that for you here in just a moment as the Stingers drop to 14-13 on the year. And the Beavers go to 13-14. Not only have the Stingers now lost 6 in a row on the road, but they've lost 4 in a row overall. And again, starting pitching struggling. Mike Brunet only able to go 2 2/3 innings tonight, giving up 7 runs on 7 hits. So the Stingers will hope for better from Jason Middlebrook tomorrow when the former Beaver takes the hill for Salt Lake against Justin Germano, who will be on the mound for the Portland Beavers, making his debut for Portland. So the Stingers hoping to find some sort of a combination that will pick up a win before they head up to Tacoma for a 4-game series against the Red Hot Rainiers. They won their 4th in a row tonight. We'll tell you about that and more when we return right after this here on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
If you're shopping for a treadmill, here are some facts you need to know from Upper Limit Fitness. True treadmills feature the best deck and highest quality belt in the industry. This combination results in a low friction surface for a smooth, whisper-quiet treadmill. True's unique SOP system is the most advanced shock-absorbing system available. The benefit? Less stress on your ankles, knees, hips, and back. True treadmills have 5 display windows to give you instant feedback for distance, grade, time, speed, and calories. When you work out with a True treadmill with HRC heart rate control, you can be certain of achieving your fitness and cardiovascular goals. Runner's World magazine voted the True 500 HRC the best overall. Take a walk on a True treadmill today at Upper Limit Fitness. See for yourself why True treadmills are simply the best. Upper Limit Fitness, 815 West, 2400 South in Salt Lake, and 1345 South State in Orem.
Here at Ed Kenley Ford, we're celebrating our 23rd anniversary with $11 million worth of hot anniversary specials. If you happen to be thinking about a new Ford car truck, it's happening now at Ed Kenley Ford in Layton. Think about it. If you've shopped around and found your best deal is no big deal, you'd better come to Layton and see us. At Ed Kenley Ford, we're always ready to help you find and finance the car truck you're looking for. And during our anniversary sale, the prices are the lowest of the year. Come see and test drive the 2004 F-150, the best-selling truck on the market, period. The Ford F-Series outsells all the other trucks combined. And the new F-150 is the most powerful in its class. Looking for a better way to buy a Ford? You'd better come to Layton, where our complete inventory is anniversary price. That's Ed Kenley Ford, family owned and operated for 23 years at 1888 North Main, halfway between Salt Lake and Ogden, right here in Layton.
Now back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
All right, welcome back to Portland, where the Stingers fell tonight to the Beavers by a final score of 8-6. Time now to take a look at what else happened under the lights tonight. Brought to you by GE Lighting and the new Reveal light bulb. You can check out the new Reveal bulb at your locally owned Ace Hardware store. Well, all the other games have been completed now in the Pacific Coast League. Oklahoma down New Orleans 9-5. In 10 innings, Memphis scored 2 in the 10th to beat Nashville 11-9. Iowa crushed Omaha 11-3. It was Albuquerque topping Colorado Springs 10-4 as former Stinger Juan Alvarez got the win for the Isotopes. Tacoma edged Edmonton by a final of 2-1. Sacramento topped Fresno 7-3. Joe Blanton the winner, now 3-1. And it was Las Vegas putting across a run in the bottom of the ninth to edge Tucson 4-3. Another former Stinger, Doug Nickel, got the win for Las Vegas. In the American League, Minnesota beat Seattle 5-1. Silva over Pinheiro. Jock Jones with a home run in that ball game. That for Jock was his 5th of the season. They're in the bottom of the ninth at Oakland. The Yankees scored 2 in the top of the ninth to take a 4-3 lead over the A's. But Damian Miller is led off the bottom of the ninth, the former Buzz catcher, with a single. The Angels' winning streak continues as they beat Detroit 6-3. Escobar, the winner, 2-1. Troy Percival is ninth failure. Home runs for Jose Guillen and Troy Gloss. The White Sox edged Baltimore 6-5. It was Boston routing Cleveland 9-5. A couple of home runs for former Buzz first baseman David Ortiz. Toronto trashed Kansas City 10-3. 2 home runs for Vernon Wells. And Texas down Tampa Bay 6-1. In the National League, Colorado shut out Montreal 2-0. One of 4 games that ended 2-0. As Kennedy and Chacon combined on the 5-hitter. Philadelphia edged St. Louis 5-4 as the Phillies rallied with 3 in the bottom of the 6th. San Diego blanked Atlanta 2-0. David Wells and Trevor Hoffman combining on a 5-hitter. Brad Penny and Armando Benitez combined on a 5-hitter as Florida beat Los Angeles 2-0. In 10 innings, Cincinnati beat Milwaukee 5-4. Juan Castro's homer in the bottom of the 10th wins it for the Reds. The Mets break a 2-all tie with a 6-run 8th to beat San Francisco 8-2 as Mike Piazza becomes baseball's all-time leading home run leader as a catcher. Arizona shuts out the Cubs 2-0. And it was Houston over Pittsburgh 6-2 as Roger Clemens moves into second of the all-time strikeout list as he moves his record to 6-0. And that's a look at what else happened under the lights tonight in Major League Baseball as well as the PCL. We'll come back with some of the scoring highlights from tonight's game here in Portland right after this here on ESPN 1230.
When you think of quality yard equipment, you think of the green and yellow of John Deere. It's been the worldwide leader for decades. Now, John Deere has entered a new field. Yours. John Deere is ready to help you make your yard the yard of your dreams. And at Green Line Equipment in Layton, Salt Lake, and Springville, you can get a John Deere riding lawn tractor that comes with an easy-to-shift hydrostatic transmission. So they're simple to operate no matter what size your lawn. Remember, the undisputed most recognizable name in tractors is John Deere. And the name to remember for tractors and lawn equipment is Green Line Equipment. Just listen to Jerry Sloan, coach of the Utah Jazz.
Whether you're mowing, tilling, hauling, or trimming, John Deere offers you the products you need to create the yard of your dreams. And Green Line Equipment is your John Deere headquarters. Tell them Coach Sloan sent you.
There is no escape. There is only survival.
And, oh yeah, a paintball park of fun. Welcome to the joy and excitement of Paintball Addicts, Utah's newest, largest, and most affordable paintball park. 2 huge indoor competition and play areas completely surrounded by netting. So Paintball Addicts is safe for participants and spectators. The model for paintball of the future. Paintball Addicts offers paintball games, repairs, and a fully stocked pro shop. Paintball is perfect for corporate team building, group activities, birthday parties, and families. Paintball Addicts is less expensive than you might think, with additional discounts for groups of 10 or larger. Open play begins at 4 weekdays and all day Saturday. Paintball Addicts, the fun and excitement you didn't know you were missing. 999 West, 2610 South, or call 886-8899. That's 886-8899. Woo!
Back to Portland, where the Stingers and Beavers met for the 3rd time. Portland won the first 2 games of the series, and they got off to a quick start again tonight as they scored 4 runs in the 2nd inning. Alex Fernandez singled to right, stole second, advanced to third when, on a comebacker to the mound, Fernandez was caught on a rundown, moved down to the baseline to avoid a tag from Adam Riggs. It was not called, and so runners were at first and third with nobody out. Ben Reisinger was then hit by a pitch, and that loaded the bases with nobody out for J.J. Fermaniak. Now the 2-0. Ground ball, base hit through the hole into left field. Fernandez will score. They're going to hold up Quintero at third as Gibson fires it into the cutoff man, Adam Riggs. It's an RBI single for Fermaniak, and the Beavers take a 1-0 lead. So 1-0 at that point. 1 out later, Bernie Castro singled in Quintero, and that made it a 2-0 ball game. A fielder's choice made it 3-0. Eventually, John Knott walked. That loaded the bases. And another walk, this time to Ben Petrick, forced in the 4th run of the inning. That made it 4-0 Beavers. Then in the third, more troubles for Mike Brunet as Humberto Quintero doubled. 1 out later, he moved to third on an infield single by Fermaniac. Kingsale walked to load the bases, the fielder's choice. He erased Kingsale at second base, but Quintero scored as Castro picks up the RBI to make it 5-0. Jeff Cirillo walked to reload the bases for John Knott. Now Brunet into his windup. The merry-go-round begins. The pitch is lofted into left center field. A long run for Wesson. He won't get to it, and it's going to bounce over the wall for an automatic double. 2-run score, and the Beavers now lead it 7-0. So a 7-0 ball game at that point. Stingers get on the board on an RBI triple by Will Nieves in the fourth to make it a 7-1 ball game. Stingers then close the gap a little bit more in the seventh. With 1 out, Jake Thrower singled. That was all for Brian Sweeney. Martin McLeary came into the ball game. Thrower was erased out of fielder's choice off the bat of Barry Weston, who then stole second. Adam Riggs walked. Rob Quinlan gets a 2-run triple when Gene Kingsale tries to make the diving grab and can't come up with it, and it rolls to the wall. And then Quinlan scores on a wild pitch. That makes it a 7-4 ball game. But in the bottom of the seventh, Portland made it 8-4 on a 2-out solo homer by Gene Kingsale. Stingers would add 1 in the 8th on an RBI triple by Nieves. A sacrifice fly by Alex Pelaez in the ninth capped off the scoring. But it all adds up to a Portland win, 8-6. The Stingers have now lost 4 in a row overall, 11 of their last 14, and 6 consecutive road games, which ties a franchise record. They'll try to snap all those bad streaks tomorrow when they take on the Beavers in the fourth and final game of the series. We'll have that for you, as well as our Ace Hardware MHP of tonight's game for the Stingers, right after this final timeout here on ESPN 1230.
Getting ready for summer's first deck party? We can help. Introducing Deckscapes, exclusively from your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Deckscapes is our new, easy-to-use premium deck care system. Advanced technology lets you clean, seal, and protect your deck in one day. You'll get the look you want with the durability you need. Now save 25% on Deckscapes. And check out our new pressure washers to make prep work easier, too. Treat your deck right with Deckscapes. Ask how. Ask now. Ask Sherwin-Williams. For a store near you, visit sherwinwilliams.com.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, just booking our Hawaii trip. Kept the flight and hotel. Here, look.
Oh, Expedia.
Yeah, and we can add stuff. Surf lessons?
Oh, I'd love that.
Really?
Yeah, the sun, the water.
The tan guys with six-pack abs.
What? Okay, here you, baby. Horseback riding.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Right.
Flights, hotels, and now things to do when you get there. Another way Expedia helps you create the trip that's right for you.
Expedia.com.
U.S. Murray, Salt Lake City.
Right in the frickin' house.
This is ESPN Radio AM 1230, the worldwide leader in sports.
It's right now.
Citadel Broadcasting Station.
For personal health and fitness, maintenance is the key. That's why I exercise regularly and make sure to eat properly. I'm Tom Nasalki for Tunix. To keep your vehicles operating at their best, maintenance is the key as well. The certified technicians are the pros that I see to ensure my vehicles are operating at their best. With a diagnostic engine analysis and a 6-month guarantee, Tunix holds the key to keep your vehicles running smoothly. There are 18 Tunix locations now open to serve the Wasatch Front, from American Fork to Ogden, Holiday to Tooele. You can find the Tunix nearest you in the white business pages or on their website at tunix.com. For all your automotive service and repair needs, use the guys that I do, the trained technicians at Tunix.
Welcome back to PGE Park in Portland, where the Beavers defeat the Stingers by a final score of 8-6. It's time now to give you our Stingers Ace Hardware MHP of the game, our most helpful player of the game, brought to you by your locally owned Ace Hardware store, Ace, the helpful player. So that's going to go easily tonight to Will Nieves, who went 3 for 4 with a double and 2 triples. The 2 triples in one game, tying a franchise record. He also drove in a couple of runs against his former ball club. And so Will Nieves is our Stingers Ace Hardware MHP, our most helpful player of the game, brought to you by your locally owned Ace Hardware store, Ace, the helpful play. So the Stingers' struggles continue. They'll try to pick up at least one win here in Portland tomorrow. They face Middlebrook Going for the Stingers, his record is 2-1 on the season with wins in his last 2 starts. And for the Beavers, it's going to be right-hander Justin Germano will be making his AAA debut this season. So it'll be an 8:05 game time, Mountain Time, 7:45 for the On Deck Circle. We hope you'll join us for that. Thank you for joining us this evening. And our thanks to you for listening. Our thanks to Tony Parks back in our studios in Salt Lake City. Once again, in 2 hours, 58 minutes, and in front of 1,906, the final score. The Portland Beavers 8 and the Salt Lake Stingers 6. I'm Steve Klauke saying good night and so long from the City of Roses.
This has been the 10th Inning Show on ESPN 1230 AM. Be sure to join us after every Stingers game for the 10th Inning Show on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers. ESPN 1230 AM.